shit like that, right? All right, so
What they was doing?
I don't, I don't. We was talking about licking pus or kissing wounds or something like that. Y'all said
Yeah.
that shit was a sign of priesthood or some shit like that, right?
Hmm.
Well, that's a possibility. I was just saying there's a
That's
lot of
what they
different
wrote.
scenarios.
That's what
Yeah,
they
that's
wrote. We saying we read some of their references, they books that they chose
Right.
to write about their history. And
Right.
correction about earlier when you said we said we learned about the Moors in school. We ain't learned about the Moors in school at all.
I,
So we
I thought.
never heard about them getting taught to take a bath by us. We
Oh,
was
okay, I thought.
taught we did nothing.
I retract that statement. I thought that's what you said, but so with the whole thing with the with the pus and not taking a bath, my just to clearly state where I stand on that. Is it possible that at a point in time there was a group of white, fair skinned people, whatever you want to call them, that needed some correction in their ways and their culture? Yes. Was that the truth and the case for all white people? Absolutely not. History don't show us that because there's white people that existed at least 1,000 years before that they did not need that assistance. That's my whole claim. That's my whole claim. As far as the wound licking and things like that, um, I will have to get the reference for you. Uh, and as a matter of fact, in the history of Christianity, Phil Valentine has the reference, and I'm gonna go and find it for y'all because I looked it up. I read it on Google Books when I was first getting into this type of research.
mm,
Uh, so the history of Christianity, I'm not sure if it's part one or part two, but if I got to, I'll watch the whole two goddamn things. They both about 3 hours long, and I will get that reference for y'all to show y'all that the idea behind that came from a religious, you know what I'm saying, idea. It came from, like you said, uh holiness or priesthood if you could withstand something like that. This is where that came from. And all I'm saying is that is called brainwashing. That's all
but
I'm saying. All I'm saying is they were conditioned to believe that such thing was true in that region during that time, so they did it. That's it. It's not a natural thing, and there are some things that some sources to say that, you know what I'm saying, wound licking might be natural. I'm pretty sure you can find something that says it, and I'm sure you can find something that'll say it's the contrary. I'm just saying, for me and all the people that I know, that shit ain't, you know what I'm saying, something I'm finna run and do is lick a wound. I'm gonna put a band-aid on that shit. And if I didn't have band-aids, I'm gonna try to wash it off and keep it as clean as possible. You know
Okay,
what I'm
well
saying?
what
That's
about the
but
modern version, which is immunization and shit?
right, and
I'm
people
saying I'm
practice that on a regular basis too. Like still today, a lot of people feel like you supposed to take in germs and not be so
exactly.
clean.
Yeah. I mean, but there is some truth to, you know what I'm saying, not that you're supposed to take in germs. I mean, you don't want to just take in germs, but we don't have to be as paranoid about, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
our health if you keep your body in good health. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, have a mucus filled system and you have you know, acidic nature to you, I mean, you're gonna get sick faster than anybody else. I mean, that's just, you know what I'm saying, that's the laws of pH. You know what I'm saying, potential hydrogen. If you don't have the potential to fight off disease, if your immunity is low, you're gonna have disease. Do you need to wash your hands and sterilize your shit with alcohol, hand sanitizer every time you go outside like some people do? No, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
But where do
Unless you
you draw?
getting sick.
So where do you draw the line where you have the how we were taught in school that white people came here and infected and killed so many Indians with smallpox and other things like that?
So you saying, do I believe that that's true? That happened?
What I'm saying, like, I mean, I know I agree that there's some truth to building immunity, but I mean, I think we should still, it's still different things that I mean, that shows that they never came in contact. before. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's a basis that helps me or makes me feel like there's something that we don't understand about white people and they couldn't have been here as long as everybody else because
Hold
if
on, how
that
many
would
times you come in contact with another group of people and you just get sick just because you met another group of people? There's gotta be
right
more to it than you met another group of people.
and
And
that
a lot of
means
the
you never
ancestors do
have
say
before.
you can smell these people before you see them. And I ain't
And,
saying it wasn't. It might have like it might have been. Let's just say it might have been a few African cultures that didn't wash their ass, but it wasn't known as a whole that Africans
and
didn't wash
I don't
their
think
ass until we
we
got over here in the Western culture and they spent it that way. Like,
but I think
bruh,
yeah, I think
that
the
shit
whole
ain't cool.
bath conversation is out of context. I don't think we talking about the same thing when we
I
say
think it's the basis. It's like saying who learned how to walk first. Like,
no, I
and if you don't
think
know
we
how to
got to keep
walk,
it in context because a bath was a like you remember how Romans had a bathhouse. They talk
mm-hmm.
exactly.
about the first culture to invent plumbing and shit like that. We might have taught them
Yeah.
plumbing and to say that taking a bath was not gonna wash the good spirits off of you. Like what I think that's what Bruh's saying on a religious
It
idea.
is.
He might have thought, you know what I'm saying, something like that. Cause I've heard that as well. That that's the reason why they wouldn't want to take a bath is because they believed certain things that it will go against. You know what I'm
Okay, when we
saying?
use that word religious, that just means practices. So
Yeah,
then that go right back
and
into
it's
cultures.
culture. Yeah, it's
You feel
culture
me?
because
So
it might
one of
not
the
been
other
based on
culture,
God.
you know what I'm saying, was with that shit. And the other one was like, no. And up on them civilizing, which mean they had to live with each other.
All,
Hey, you share shit with me, I share shit with you.
and all I'm
You
saying is
feel me?
some white people away from those white people who did not share the same culture. So I'm saying we talking about a group of people in a place who had an idea. And I'm not saying that idea was unique to them just because they was white, but more so because of the fact that they was taught to be that way. That's all I'm saying. I don't
I
think we
don't
can.
disagree. I don't
Yeah.
disagree that some people may have been taught to be that
But I
way,
mean,
but
we
I'm like,
acting
who
like,
taught them?
But and all I'm
I
saying
can't
is
totally agree.
and
Who
all I'm
taught
saying
them
is
though?
all I'm saying is at the same time, I can agree that if you saying that if some people would have changed to a group of niggas with that shit and we wouldn't have completely been with that shit, well nigga, fuck it. I'm just gonna have to take a bath. I'm saying that's a possibility too. But I'm saying to generalize is what I have an issue with. So,
so in the history of man, at some point, somebody had to figure out I need to wash my nuts. You know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
or something like that. And what I
And
think this
religions, as we
conversation,
know, probably
I'm
or
was
saying
what I
enforced first
that's
by us.
who taught the birds how
right,
to get in a puddle and take a bath? Who taught
we
them
not
that?
birds. We different. We not birds, and we not
Birds
any other
can't
animal. You know what I'm
deviate.
saying?
They
So,
can't
so,
deviate from their
So
programming.
so as a more intelligent being, we have to have complete direct instruction instead of having instincts to do things.
so you telling
Intelligence goes
me?
both ways, bro.
So why
It
do you
can
think
be
we bury our dead?
devious. It can
Don't
be
straight
intelligent.
question. That was a direct question. As a more intelligent being, we need direct instruction in order to do things, or we don't have any instinct. That's my question.
Go ahead, Rodney.
No,
Why
we
do we do?
become more intelligent beings, but we may not have started off knowing that we need to bury our dead until we seen the lion eat it.
Hmm.
So
Different
who's
experiences.
the first person that seen a lion eat their mama that just died? And
Right.
they
So
figured out we need to bury them. So a lot of our
And this
culture
is in
comes from
history, not just us saying it.
situational situation. Yeah, a lot of culture comes from situational things that you might not come in contact with if you in a cold climate versus, you know what I'm saying, or if you got different types of animals or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. But I think the whole concept about a bath taking, at some point, somebody figured out, hey, if I put water on myself, it take care of that smell. You know what I'm saying? And they might have spread it in one culture, and one culture might have spread it this, or their culture bled over into another culture would
And,
do the interaction. And a
right,
lot of
I feel you, but I just clear. I just want to because the questions never get asked answered that I asked. Is that instinct, or is it because we have a mind and we're able to communicate with words that we don't believe that we act on any type of instincts? Did we did we have to be taught that, or did we do it naturally like the bird? That's just a simple question. That's what I'm asking.
I gotta ask
I
you
think
another
I did.
question
I
with
think I
the
did
inf-
answer that question because it ain't something that you are taught unless somebody comes in from the outside and say, hey, people, human beings on Earth, you can use that water to wash yourselves. That's why I'm saying something happens today. You learn something new every day. I learn something new every day, and I
and
might
our
tell you
ancestors
about it.
studied. They studied the bird that you said was washing itself in the pond. Like they
So
used to
that's what
watch
I'm
the
saying.
animals.
So that's
Exactly.
Observation.
what I'm
You
saying. The
feel me? And if you look at their
animals,
perspectives of their history, they watched us.
and
That's how
all I'm
they
saying,
learn what to do.
is the animals are more instinctually inclined than a human being to clean itself, based on what y'all are saying.
I don't know if we can say cleaning self is an instinct because you got people that hell I might skip a day. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You
it's
got the
not
ability
something
to
that we can
deviate.
say. Yeah, it's not. We can't use this particular
An animal
example
don't
as an
got the ability
instinct
to deviate from their motherfucking instincts, bro.
because it might be a reason why a bird take a bath because their feathers get sweaty and they have a
They might
choppy
not be
flight,
able to fly.
or
Goddamn.
you know what I'm saying, like it might be something that happens that we don't see why, like animals do certain things when it's mating time. And
And we don't hunt our own food no more, so we
It's
don't gotta keep down our funk or none of that shit. So
y'all are
shit,
giving
you could miss a day if you want to, like Rodney said. You feel me? So when you say
y'all
instincts,
lazy
what
people up
is
to
I
instincts
think bro trying
connected
to say
to?
something, Red.
Now I got a question for him. Like when you say instincts, what is this instinct connected to? Because that go back to I think that soul conversation you was talking about. Like that's why you see certain groups of people do shit that you won't see the other group do in masses.
man. What is the instinct connected to? Is that what the question was?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think instincts are connected to, or are they connected to anything?
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's the soul. That's what drives the avatar, which is your stinking ass body, to go down there and wash your ass. Like I don't see how that's a hard concept to realize, or to even think that we didn't have the capacity to do that without being taught. That I
Is a
mean, to me,
Bentley not different than the Maxima?
that's a
A
bad
Bentley got the
comparison.
backup camera.
That's
A
a bad
Maxima probably
comparison.
don't even got no backup
You talking
camera.
to us, bro?
That's a
You can
bad
do so.
comparison.
I'm just saying. We always say ain't nothing. Ain't no. We talking about differences right now. So based on instincts and instincts being connected to the spirit, I would think the structure of the body will play a part in it too. We said the body is complex as well as this life. So it's a complexity to this body, and it's appearing black, them appearing pale, and all the spectrums in between. So when we get to talking about this, okay, a Bentley got certain capabilities that a Maxima don't. Not to say they not both driving. So you might see a Maxima doing certain speeds that a Bentley, a dude faster. When we get to the conversation of athleticism, or we get to the conversation of ability to think, because
Yeah,
when we
let's to
talk
another
about
topic. Let's go to
athleticism,
another topic.
hold on, let me
Yeah.
finish this athleticism, because this done been brought up too many motherfucking times as though it's just athleticism and it ain't got shit to do with a nigga brain or mind. When you
Hmm.
talking about playing sports, my nigga, you talking about the ability to think at the ability as quick as you can blink. You feel me? So when you talk about athletes, let's just recognize we watching geniuses, man, commit suicide in front of you, especially when we talking about football when they
Yeah.
clash.
Play chicken.
And this is not by accident. This is another part of the Roman culture. But what you was finna switch it to, Mel?
Anything but
I
this
seen
bath
something to
shit.
prove that different though, bro. My fault.
Prove what different?
Wrong culture, dance.
Say that
Nah,
again.
I ain't saying we didn't have competition.
Yeah.
But the way
Yeah,
that
go
it's
ahead, my
done
bad.
and for what it's done for today is
Yeah.
it's more for draining our best and brightest than to uplift us.
I would agree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly with that one.
Yeah.
But
But what
damn,
you
man,
finna say,
y'all think,
man?
hold on, y'all think that birds are smarter than us when it comes to cleaning ourselves? Like,
It ain't about being smart. It's about functionality.
why would
If
Yeah.
you don't have the functionality to deviate from your programming, we can't even compare the two.
what is I don't, oh man, I just don't understand. Like, okay, so like, let's look. I can't let this one go. I can't let this one go. So let's
A
take this.
bird and a human is two different things. You can't let that go. We are
Bruh,
not bird
clearly,
brains.
obviously we clearly, but
Okay.
birds have different capabilities we don't have. You can't fly, so duh. But my whole thing is, let's take it back to the. Let's say there was a original, just one person, right?
Hmm.
Now he's gonna get thirsty. You don't think he's gonna seek out something that he might can drink? And
Right.
when he gets there, you think he's gonna like scoop it up, maybe with his hand that he just instinctually reaches down to grab it with, or
We
maybe
not writing off
hold
innate abilities.
on. Okay, but let me finish painting the picture. Or maybe he
Hmm.
even gets down with his hand and puts his face directly to the water, and it feel cool. So maybe he just wants to get in it, and he just start rubbing that shit all on himself, and the shit feels good. It's refreshing. Ain't nothing to be taught about that. That's
That
instinct.
ain't a bath, bruh.
What is
A bath is when you know when you intentionally go get funk off your ass.
Cause you
no?
finna be around other
Okay,
people.
I was.
And maybe you have
That was the refreshing. That was we was at the first
Let him
man.
finish then.
We was
Let
at
him
the
okay, my
finish.
first man.
fault.
We was at the first man, and we was talking about a refreshing feeling. So let's
Hmm.
say the same dude later on smells some type of way. Most intelligent beings would just go straight back to that refreshing source. Why not? Why do we feel
I don't
like?
think so, bruh.
Why do we feel like so who was the genius who figured it out? What are we saying here?
We
Hold on,
talking
where does
about we
intelligence
talking
come
about the
from?
difference between we talking about the
The fuck?
difference between the possibility that one group of people was still or a group of people was in Mesopotamia and Egyptian
Say it again.
civilizations
You went
that
in and out, bro.
Yeah,
like
say it one more time.
we talking about the idea that one group of people were still restrained to roaming the forest just for just to paint the picture, and then you got another civilization or group that lives nearby that's in cities, that's in 50,000 people cities, and that have aqueducts and that have learned agriculture and learned different things to the point to where you go and you build a university somewhere else to teach people not just about taking a bath, but to modernize them to bring them on the level that you're on. And
So let's
the
define taking a
original
bath.
college.
Let's
Go ahead,
define
go ahead. I hear you.
let's define taking a bath. I just want to. So we're talking about washing up to remove smell, or to either just refresh yourself in some water, right? That's what we're talking about here.
Are you asking what is the original reason for taking a fucking bath?
No, I'm not asking the original reason. I'm just saying reason. I'm just saying, is it not instinctual to do that? Is it
It's
not
not.
instinctual to do that?
I don't
And I'm
think
saying,
so.
Nah, I wouldn't.
come to that conclusion. That's what I want to
I
understand.
wouldn't
Like,
say it's. I wouldn't say it has nothing to do with instinct because you mentioned
That's
intelligence
leisure.
at first, and intelligence comes from experience and shit. Experience comes by way of living. So even with
Man,
that, we
if you
talking
went to
about a
the
order
woods,
of who came first. So who would innately have learned some shit through their experiences to build up intelligence enough to teach another group of people. And this is not just you know. here,
This is
but the
leisure. A
first
bath is
colleges.
leisure.
I mean, come
This is
on.
not an instinct. It's not something that you have to do to survive. That's leisure. You're not gonna
Yeah,
start hurting because you don't take a bath. You're not gonna get a
it's
pain.
more a
So
thing of
that you wouldn't do
societal
it
type
though.
things.
But
It's
that
a
doesn't mean you
cultural.
wouldn't do it. So we
It,
y'all are stuck in like the Roman times. When did people begin? And when did the first person take a bath is what I'm
I ain't
saying.
say they weren't taking baths in the Roman times. I figured they was taking
No,
baths in the Roman
what I'm saying,
times.
Rodney got to talking about cities of people with 50,000 people and stuff like that. But what about 2 millennia before that? Were people taking baths then?
so
I don't know what
the
they was doing.
Were they not just going in the river just to wash off? Can we not safely assume that that was human nature to just go
We could
refresh yourself
assume
we
that,
in
we can
but
the river?
based
assume a
on
lot of
their history,
things.
they don't say that. We
They
would
don't even
assume
say
that
that.
based on
Why
us,
but
because
that's
we
what I'm
been
saying.
taking baths.
Why do we have to
But that
have
ain't
somebody
in their
tell us
history.
that? That's what I'm saying. Why do we have to have somebody tell us that? What about the fuck the history? What about the truth, the
Hold
instinct,
on. Whatever happened
the
to believe a
nature?
person for who they say, who they show you to be,
Fuck that.
and definitely when they
Fuck
tell
that.
you they're a certain
Man,
way and it
fuck
agrees with
that.
their actions.
And we are modern man. We are modern man. We are talking about a different
Time right
time
now.
period. We talking
No.
Yeah, of
about a
course motherfuckers
different
know to take a
group of
bath, but
people.
we talking about how
No.
they did originate. Like we gotta at least agree on the origination of that
Who
shit before
taught
we
who?
be like,
Somebody taught
why we take
somebody.
baths today?
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all are saying that somebody taught somebody, and I'm saying, prove it. Who
Just
taught?
like you taught your child. Nigga, why you teach your child? For the
Okay,
same reason it want to
my child,
degrade your child, it
my,
want to degrade white
my
people when
child,
we came in contact with
my
them
child
based
needed
on
to
history
take a
that we taught them to take a bath. It wasn't like, nigga, fuck y'all. We gonna put y'all in slavery if y'all don't take a bath. No, we said shit, you know what, bruh? We do this around here. And right now, you know what I'm saying? Y'all a little off. Simple as that. And it's
So
the
if you
same way
go
we
to
are today. Like
Brazil,
you come to the hood, nigga gonna tell you, look, bro, we don't do that over here. First time, you feel me? We don't do that over here. And try to tell you
bath.
quick as possible for somebody else touch you.
All right, we not talking about other races before. We already done debunked the fact that there was white people before them that took bath. Let's not go on to that. We talking about
When
origins.
we
We
man, bro,
spoke
you ain't
about
pulled up
dates. We
nothing to
dates,
debunk
bro.
nothing.
Do you have
Nor have
shortness of
I.
memory? Do you
You
have
setting
shortness of memory? We
premises.
already debunked that with dates,
I
bro.
can't hear
We
nothing.
already looked up the dark ages and debunked that with dates, bro. Let's not go back
Debunk
down there.
what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Go ahead.
We off of white people being taught how to take baths. We talking about it being
Well,
instinctual.
why you keep talking about it?
No, we talking about it being instinctual to humans because a bird is different than a human. Bird just can't deviate from his instinct, and people had to be taught. That's ridiculous. Come on now.
So when you seen a
Y'all talking
bird
crazy.
deviate from his instincts,
Y'all
then,
talking
So
crazy. Nigga.
I
Yeah,
think
huh?
the part that we
So when you
missing
seen a
from the
bird, hold on, bro, he
conversation.
can't get away from questions either. So
no, I
when you
can't. I
seen a
want to hear
bird
them. Come on with it.
deviate from his instincts, since you saying that's crazy, like I'm saying, it don't mean a bird is more intelligent than a person because it can't deviate. If anything, we more intelligent than the fact that we can be
When have
devious.
you seen when have you
So,
seen a
But that
gorilla
ain't
take a
always
bath?
good.
When have
thank
you
you. So
seen
you
a
said we
gorilla take a
deviated
bath?
from our instincts when we didn't take a bath. So it was an instinct then. Come on now with your contradicting ass. Y'all
I,
going back and forth on this
you
shit. Shit don't
hold
make no
I
on, bro.
don't even
You
sense.
harbored
understand what
on the
we talking
bath to
about. I don't
begin with.
understand who you responding
So
to.
we just
Which question was you
responding about the
responding to?
bath.
But which question you responding to about a contradiction?
Exactly. We harboring on the bath only because you keep bringing it up from different angles. It's like, okay, you saying it's
Nah,
instinctual. I'm just telling you, if we can agree that a group of people was here before another group of people, just
that
like
was
you was
what
here
you said.
before your child, and you teach her shit, and it ain't got shit to do with degrading or trying to be prideful. It's just like shit, nigga. I know, so I
We
tell
have
you.
So
we have beat
answer this
that
question
damn
for me
horse.
then.
We have beat that horse, nigga. Let's not do that again. We
All
beat
right,
that
let's
horse about
switch it.
somebody coming first. We
Let's
beat that
switch it.
horse. We
All right,
beat
let me.
that fucking horse. Nigga, I got 43 minutes left. Let's go. Next topic.
All right, this right here. I know we don't. I know we don't respect the Bible. Okay, but this story when they talk about, we done kind of brought this up before. But when they talk about Noah being born and being white, and his father said he looked like one of the fallen ones, so on and so on. Why would they give us that?
course, that's to you, man.
Why would they give us what? Why would they tell us that Noah was white and say he
I
was a
mean,
fallen
why
one?
would they? Yeah, why would they give us that book if these things are in it? Like it says the lineage of Jesus Christ. It says King Solomon was black. It points out all of these things, and it gives you direct description of something being opposite. And when Noah is born and he comes out white and he says he looks like one of the fallen ones, why would they give us that? Why would they
Uh,
pass that Bible to us if they, you know what I'm saying? Like, where does it come from? They not trying to dispute it. They not trying to dispute who they are.
okay, so I mean, I, I guess I need some more clarity on what you really ask. I mean, I hear you, but what's the
I'm,
root of your question?
I'm saying like what we trying
The
to
truth that you
debunk,
trying to say?
the things that we try to debunk are things that they not even trying to debunk. And you know what I'm saying, like a lot of the stuff that we talking about tonight, you know what I'm saying, it's stuff that I listen to their channels and they talk about the same things. I listen
Uh,
to them talk about who we are and tell they own warn they own people about what's really going on out here.
okay,
And we attempt to debunk something that everybody else believes. Everybody
so
else, go ahead.
you talking about the Bible specifically, right? Like religion.
Not just the Bible, but I think what the Bible does, it kind of interferes with what the real core, and regardless if we want to call it an angel, an alien, or a computer virus, you know what I'm saying? It all kind of goes back to the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's us, there's something else, there's something else. You know what I'm saying? And whatever names we want to call them, you know what I'm saying? However we look at it, but I feel like they, and when I say they, I'm talking about the system, the government, the people that, and I don't want to say all white people because I feel like the majority of white people are just as, they don't know no more than we do. We all in the same boat at this point. You know what I'm saying? But the powers that be throughout history, to me, it's a dead giveaway. You know what I'm saying? Everything lines up to a point to where they even left breadcrumbs in the way that they tried to hide it. And it's like I said, you listen to some of their channels and they're literally saying, y'all better, these are the people of whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. And these are God's chosen people, and these people were here. God could be Mother Earth, and we and are what she
Uh-oh.
created. God could be, you know what I'm saying, we could be like the Bible even describes it as omnipresent everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So where the other
And
people come from then?
we don't know. That's what we don't know. I mean, it's so many variables, and that's why I say we can't argue at each other and as if I can't call you stupid or say what anything that come out of your mouth is 100% wrong because I don't know nobody can know these all of these things. You know what I'm saying? But we do know that there's something to certain things, but we can't say what's a fact about even flat Earth or whatever. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
y'all, before y'all get into that shit, cause I know it's coming. What's up, Swab?
What's up, fam?
What's good, guys? Gangs, what's good, fam? I
What up,
appreciate the
King?
seat at the table. You got it. I'm
Man, you better
audio.
know. Pull up, man. Pull up, kinfolk. How
That's
you
what's up.
doing?
Man, I'm jiggy, man. Just sitting back, man. I I'm at the MC club right now, just sitting back. My daughter was shot a few days ago. I just left
Mm.
the hospital with her. I'm gonna be back up
Oh
there with her in the
man.
morning. So I appreciate y'all strength towards that situation.
Man, we
But
definitely send our
she good.
positivity and energy
Yeah.
with y'all, man.
She good, and they just waiting on her bowels to start functioning again, because that's like the last thing to wake up from the anesthesia. So
Right.
once she get back, she pulled now. So
Yeah.
once she get to making bowel moves, they gonna feed her, get her back on her feet. She be on the week. But
I'm sorry about that, fam. That's messed up, man.
Right.
yeah, man, facts,
Good to
man.
see she recovering though. That's the positive too.
Oh yeah, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I appreciate the conversation, man. I got a gist of what my brother was saying, but I said y'all went to the next conversation. So I'm gonna sit back, you know what I'm saying, listen to you, but I'm definitely here because you know what okay. What
Yeah,
he
Talk
was
your
saying
plug
about
shit, nigga.
set.
it's a thing about it's a y'all both was right. It was, but you know how the micro macrocosm thing work, and we
Hmm.
sometimes get that conversation integrated. And it's like, yeah, we know we taught white folks to take a bath, but to dip in water, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, you get your game from it's certain natural instincts you got. It's certain natural, huh? Okay, it's certain natural instincts you got, and then there's advanced knowledge. When you introduce stuff to them, like, okay, it's natural to eat, but then when you take fruit from the tree and you heat it up or freeze it or preserve it, those things are those are the things we taught white people. We gave them a skip in social intelligence. They didn't have to go through the same struggles as a civilization that we did, coming from
There it is.
eating from the dirt and learning fire and that. We jumped in like here. We plugged them in the game. But the thing was, they didn't advance mentally as a people. Macrocosm. They advanced on a microcosm, but on a
Man, talk
macrocosm,
your
they
shit.
didn't get the chance to actually get the intellect and the experience of knowing everything that's look good don't sound good. Everything that look good don't sound good and stuff. Little simple quotes that make the Bible
Man.
up to this day. That's why they so impressed with the Bible. That's why when it says respect your mother and your father, it's a shock to them. But we knew that. We
Right.
knew not to kill, not to steal, not to want what my brother have. You know what I'm saying? It's just
So,
certain ways we move. So
but let me ask you this: how do we know that that's a shock to them? I'm just saying I don't want to just keep riding the train. I'm gonna address it. How do we know that that's a shock to them? Who said that?
because when you look at their glorification of basic shit, when you look at the over glorification of just basic shit, oh, God gave us a law and it was don't kill. Really? Like
Really though?
when I was two, okay. But when I got older, I was like, wait, hold on. I knew that. When I came on my mama, I knew that. Somebody had to teach me to kill.
So
And look
what?
at their
They have
movies.
to? Why did they have to recite the? Why did they have to recite that as a part of the laws of Ma'at in school?
It didn't
The
say
negative
it. The school.
confessions.
The
The
negative
negative
confess.
confessions. Yeah,
The negative confessions don't say thou shalt not. It say I have not.
right.
I
But we
It
know
have
that
says
not.
we know that the commandments are a perversion of the negative confessions. So the thing is, the seed was planted that hey, we're gonna acknowledge that we didn't do this shit, and with the with the patriarchal religions, once they came about,
okay. I'm not
it
even
was
gonna sit up here and
right.
lie. I get all of that. We
Okay.
don't know. We don't know. I'm not gonna sit up here and let nobody up here act like we know, because for one thing, we don't even know what happened to them people. Did they leave Earth? It's proof that they left Earth, right?
Which
Right or
people?
wrong? The ancient Egyptian Kemetic people in Africa, before they left all the knowledge on the walls, okay, maybe they foresee that it was gonna be a race of beings that needed to be told, look, we don't move like this, we don't move like that. But it was
That's
obvious
where
they had
religion is sprung from.
it was everybody was invited to come get the knowledge and go create their own religion in their own making. We were the people that was cut off, the people in America that we call black, descendants of Africans, sons of the slaves or the aboriginals who was here. It don't matter. But
Right.
we was cut off from that privilege of saying, okay, bet this what God look like, and we're not gonna sit up here and act like God is any other thing other than a old white man.
Right.
We didn't use the word God, and when we got introduced to the word God, it came with pictures and scriptures. We cannot change that to fit us emotionally just because we feel uncomfortable knowing that God is definitely an old white man. You either believe in him or you don't. You can't change him to earth. You can't change him to nothing else. You
I
didn't
think we
create
all
God.
agree on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
all
So,
agree on that shit. I don't
all right,
believe. Yeah, I don't believe God's nothing but other than a
okay.
force that we can't describe.
Damn.
No,
Hey, I
no,
think
no.
you
He
might
not
have
a
just
force.
shattered
He not
some
a force.
hearts with
He
that
not a
shit.
force. He not
And
a
he ain't
force.
a he. He ain't a he either.
Yeah, and he is. He's an old white man. An
Oh
old
yeah.
white that is.
Okay.
God ain't nothing other than the
Yeah.
old white
Okay.
man.
You
It's
know,
a hold on, hold on, hold
I
on. Let
know
me
where
say
you
this. Let me
going.
say
I
this. Let
know
me
where
say
you
this.
going. I know what you're
Okay,
saying.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. It's a fictional
You say
character
God. Yeah.
created. It's a
Yeah.
you can take that name and misplace it, but you can't do it outside your house. Because when you talk about God, everybody got a visualization. He's painted on the 16th chapel. It ain't a picture of no black nothing. That ain't a
Right.
picture of the
Right.
planet nothing.
So
I
we're
ain't
not
seen
talking new creator here. We're not talking about nothing like that. We talking about
that's a
God
fiction.
as
That's
in
that's
the
something else.
construct of man.
Yeah,
Right.
that's something else. That's a
All
tool.
right. Boom. I'm
You
rocking
know,
with you on that one.
and it's okay that people come up with that. It's just fucked up that we were abused under them creating that. And
Right.
maybe
Basically.
we were abused because we got too close to them. We came in, gave them all this knowledge, and thought, oh, you see what I'm saying?
Underestimated.
I don't,
Now
yeah,
when you let me ask you this. What's your name, bro?
suave
Swab.
boss, man, yeah.
Let me ask you this though. So when we talk about God, specifically the God of the Bible, who's responsible for the creation of that entity, Yahweh? That would be that
Yahweh,
would,
I believe Yahweh precedes the Bible, but it was used in the Bible. The people who came up with the Bible are not the same people who came with Yahweh, but you need a little truth to sell a lot of lie. So
okay.
Right.
that's
Say that
microcosm and
shit.
Yeah,
macrocosm
that's
again.
so okay. I'm with you on all this. Let's keep rolling with it. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to this creation of this God, like I tried to say earlier, I feel like we created religions just like we create child stories. You feel me? To tell moral stories to kids.
To
And when it
edify the
comes
people.
to say what?
To edify the people.
I mean, yeah, if learning the basics of progression or balance is what's edifying that person, yeah, if that's what you mean. But I don't mean like what it was taken as once it left Africa and was taken to be made in the image of whatever they wanted it to be. Cause
Yeah.
like to me, we forget since we keep talking about the animal comparisons and stuff like that, you gotta think when you take a person out of the wild and you so-called domesticate them, which we call civilizing, or which is being narrowed down to the washing up, you still taking a person away from a mentality that they once had. So who's to tell you how they perceive that shit? They might have took that shit the wrong way. Like, man, these niggas think they better than us. Gonna make us wash up
Right.
and da 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 da. Now they taking that same religion, which they felt like was persecution for them and trauma and all that, and they put it back on us. You feel me? It ain't no new trick. Like my man said, shit, you gotta refer to the truth in order to lie to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that. So back to Rodney's question, as far as you know what I'm saying, why would they give us the Bible? Uh, you know, uh
While it says certain
yeah, go ahead.
things that kind of lead, like bruh said, some truth. Like what I asked was the story of Noah, how it refers to him looking pale and white, and they say he looked. His father said he looked like one of the fallen,
Hmm.
and this is in the Bible. This is the only book they allowed us to read, and we kind of hearken on a lot of the other scriptures that they used against us to say, obey your master, you make it to heaven, and turn your other cheek, and we get on those scriptures. But I wonder why. I guess that's a devil advocate question, no pun, but why would they give us that same book that says refers to them as a fallen, and which would indicate that they are Satan
Because I
Or
mean,
Gentiles.
or Gentiles? Yeah,
in my honest, most humble opinion, look at what it's done with that information being in there. it hasn't
Hmm.
served a disadvantage to them at all.
You
Um,
sure?
yeah, I mean, hell, we talking about they in control, the white man, the white man, the white man. So I mean, in
Who said they
reality,
was in control?
okay, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
what do you
probably
mean by
have.
in control? What you mean? Like,
I probably have
I'm talking
said
about
that.
economically. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
what I'm. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't served them as a disadvantage economically for them to know that, and the brainwashing that comes along with the Bible and teaching somebody, like you said, there's a little bit of truth in it, but the falsehoods that come along with it are, you know what I'm saying, equally as, you know what I'm saying, strong as the truth. So for them to say that, you know what I'm saying, the fallen,
Religion started the denouncing of your own self-identifying. Like,
for them to say
no,
that
you
the
can't
fallen,
identify as no African in the
for
Bible
them to
because we
say
the
that
cursed.
Noah, for them to say that Noah looked like the fallen, I mean, I don't see, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to identify with being that type of person. I mean, that's easy. All you got to do is smile at somebody's face to convince them that you ain't finna rob them. Like, I mean, that's not even a, I don't, that's not even a tough question for me. And I mean, I would have to believe in Satan on that level to even really entertain that question. To me, it's just a story, bro. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
What
Like,
I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, I just wonder why, because
because
this.
it's in the book, like it's written. So like, you know what I'm saying? They can't remove every single thing if they want to still have a book, because I'm starting to compile, starting with Genesis, a list of verses that completely contradict and the Bible and things that I never ever heard in church. And if I do start a channel, this is what I'm going to open up my channel with, because it's going to get people thinking. Like, I mean, there's men giving up their daughters. There's, you know what I'm saying, all types of crazy shit going on in this Bible. You know what I'm saying? So that's
That
neither
go
here nor
along
there.
with what he's saying too, though. Like, it's stuff that
So,
we wasn't taught that's in the Bible, and he like, why is this shit in that same Bible? But we was being taught, as we would say, the poverty teachings, but not being taught on the other side where the prosperity teachings is the descriptions they giving of the people that deserve the, you know what I'm saying, the riches. Damn, hold on. That's if we go off the story literally, like most people that are religious do, it would be a whole flip on his head. You know what
so
I'm saying?
that's the
So do
whole
y'all
assumption.
know that this? Y'all know. I hate to keep on jumping on this. Do y'all know that the group of people that was found in the Grand Canyon is supposed to be Joseph from the story of the Bible where his brothers cast him out and he had the coat of many colors, and his name, he went and he was captured by Egyptians, and he was able to uh, decode their dreams, and they made him royalty, and he went off and searched for other. This is the inscription on the mummies that's found in the Grand Canyon that's in America, North America. And so
I can't even speak to that one because I don't know nothing about that. I will have to look into that before I even try to
It's
even touch it. So,
interesting.
yeah, I mean, it's
And
compelling
the
nonetheless,
only
but there's two
Yeah,
other
I heard that
things.
it's blocked off parts of the Grand Canyon that they won't let you see as a tourist, and it they have comedic images and scriptures, and they actually have comedic names.
I mean, I won't deny it. I won't doubt it. I mean, you know, I mean, there's other references in Kemet that, you know what I'm saying, are similar, if not the same, as stuff that you would find in the Bible. I mean, we talking about uh you know what I'm saying, similar origins with a lot of this stuff. So I mean, I don't deny that. I mean, I mean, I'd be a fool to just completely denounce um the Bible in totality, like, and you know what I'm saying, like its origin, like it's too, it's
whoa, up now, man. You know, open the Bible
It's,
back
hold
up.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's too thick of a book to just say that there's nothing valuable in it. But do
It's a,
I? But but do I look at it as the word of God? Like, no, I look at it as a book. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we can stake any major claims as far as salvation or anything like that, especially not anything that
I
Yahweh
agree.
said as a commandment or anything like that, as something that you gotta hold fast to, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't already know or that you wouldn't instinctually for most people do, and things of that
I
nature.
think
As far as people falling from the sky, as far as Satan and hell and things like that go, I don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it's a perversion of Gehenna, which is the place outside of Mount Zion or Mount Sinai, one of those two, where they used to burn the wicked. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've dove all in this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't believe in hell and God and people that got jealousy and attitudes and a chosen people and people who deserve riches over the others. This earth is not too small for no person, and it's the mentality and the culture that's got us fucked up right now, making us
so. What
feel like.
happened then? So my question to you is,
I'm glad you
if
asked. Go ahead.
if it has nothing to do with none of that, and white people, and from my take, correct me if I'm wrong, like there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference in anything. They just got to jump on us. So
Yeah, I mean,
what happened? What? How did we go from
remember.
the? Go ahead.
Go now. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. My bad.
How do we go from the dominant in our and again we all the way in America. You know what I'm saying? We all the way over here in America, hundreds of thousands of years before we can. This is ancient times. Who's to say that Atlantis wasn't a thing? And you know what I'm saying? We making
Hey,
connections with all of these different. You know what I'm saying? Who came up with the bow and arrow? How's the bow and arrow and the spear in Africa and in North America? You know what I'm saying? Like all of these different things that happen, and it's not in Europe though. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in Europe until after the round of dark ages and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel you. But is the fallen one, is that metaphorical or is that literal? Because if anybody fall from the fucking sky without a parachute, they ass is dead. So
That's
like, how do we?
And you
metaphorical.
could be right. That's
That's
medical.
metaphorical.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
never
Okay,
be
so
literal.
boom. So boom. So are we talking about falling in mentality? Because then I can rock with you, and then we can go back to the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, and we talking about first world government. We talking about people actually being ruled over by a governing body who's setting laws for your ass, who telling you what you can and cannot do, and you find a government prior to then, and then most importantly, was Norma a black man or was he white? Let's talk about that. Who is
Normal.
Minis? Who is Minis? Let's go.
You have to ask the people who introduced these names into rotation who these people are and what time. Now,
Okay, that would be
we
me then.
we
Men.
already we no, not you. I'm saying
Okay.
Where you heard it from?
where these names was first used. The
Okay.
people they don't like you said they don't hide it, and that one conversation about the Grand Canyon ties right back into why certain stuff is in the Bible and they didn't omit it because the Bible didn't come from the sky. It came from within us. It came up from within our ancestors. It was knowledge that we saw and we wrote down.
That we
Knowledge that
developed over
that
millions of
yeah,
years.
it's look and
True.
them
I agree.
studying us. If you take some Africans from Africa and okay, let's say you don't, however, you travel to different lands, you see the same science. It's not a coincidence. It's by science. It's something within us that we praise the sun and we build mounds to get higher to it. And when they see that, they know it's not about the book. The book is for them. That's why they held it from us because they know it was it. As long as they got military dominance, by the time we catch on, what can happen? There's only one way out, and
Basics.
they got that.
I
It's
mean,
only
I
one way out. Yeah. So it's no sense to sit up and omit certain things because, like, like was it True or one of the other brothers said all white people not. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what
Not
they
what?
need you to think. All white people not bad, or all white people. He didn't
Right.
really finish the statement, but he was saying all white people aren't. I'm assuming racist or something like that, or I don't know. But they all are aware of white supremacy, and they all benefit from it. They all
Right.
benefit from it. The fact that they can tear down land and push you off of it, build amenities like condos and hotels and fill them with air conditioning so that they can visit these beaches that they so-called love that your people been in. Like that's
Hey,
you doing too much at my expense. You see what I'm saying? So that right there, man, that's all of them.
yeah.
You can't hide
I
that,
mean,
and they're not hiding that. Yeah,
yeah, I feel you on that, and I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? They do abuse, you know what I'm saying, the system that they have put in place, and they do have the upper hand in that respect. But what what ultimately led to that? I think the origin of the conversation we was trying to get to is that instinctual based upon their phenotype. You know what I'm saying? Or
Like,
is
are
it
they just a warmongering people? That what
yeah,
you
if
mean?
you add
or
like
is it
I said, we introduced them to a lot of stuff that they weren't matured as a people to know. So when you hand a baby a gun, what
It's
happens?
heavy. It's
When you
heavy.
hand a baby a gun, what happens? It gets mad and it shoots. So you looking at an immature group of people, they still got certain enzymes in their bodies, acids and stuff that we matured and let go. They still have a predatory instinct. They still get vitamins and nutrients from blood. When you don't have the need to hunt anymore, you lose that. Did we have that at a certain time? Probably. We don't know, but we matured past that to the point that knowledge was it advanced, and as you don't need fins no more, you losing whatever you believe in. But we don't have to hunt anymore. The earth provides for us, and we smart enough to figure that out. So it's like
so?
you looking at a race of people that hasn't matured as a whole, and now it's like it's all about violence, violence, violence because violence get the job done. And racism is a very small smidget upon the existence of Earth as an entirety. But since I was born in '79, it's one of the biggest problems for me, if
I
not
need
the biggest problem.
I need to gain clarity on one thing you said. You said we don't need to hunt anymore. What was that? What was the what did you mean by that?
He's saying we understood that we can that the earth provides for us, and it's not a need for us to go and kill
But I don't
to
believe we
survive.
had that intelligence as a people in our primal stages.
Yeah,
That's
so
my
I'm saying
belief.
that,
I can't prove that to you now. That's my
but
belief. I
Maybe
believe
yeah,
it's
so
and
possible though.
so I
just like you look at on a small scale, you look at white people right now and how they function in America on a grander scale. That's how we move on Earth. So
so
just like you could say white people held us back in America for 400 years, we've been here.
and all I
We've
want to
been
say,
here.
yeah, I feel you, but I just want to offer a different perspective on that because the earth provides for us, so we don't need to hunt no more. I see it the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Hunting takes skill and something that would have to be developed. While you developing all that, you finna go pick an apple and
But you
just eat.
don't hunt to eat. You don't
But
always hunt to eat. Sometimes
Okay,
you hunt
so
to defend yourself.
you don't hunt to defend yourself. That's called
Man,
seeking out problems. That's not hunting. I mean,
how
that's not
come?
defending.
So
You
there's
know,
no
hunt-
scenario
hunting
where
is an
you
aggressor, not a defending type of.
no animal on earth hunts human beings naturally. None. They obey the order of life and they know who we are. That's when you have shark attacks, you have shark bites. Because once they bite you, they realize you're a human, not a seal, they let you go. Most animals won't attack you unless you bothering their young or they food.
Yeah, you
But
in there. Yeah,
the toxins, I don't know how it's going chemically now because things are crazy now, even in the animal kingdom. So they 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 they've they've um they've grown a fear toward humans because of their interaction with the people that hunt them. And they're not retarded or slow. They pass that information on naturally, whether you believe it or not. So
I mean, uh, I mean, I mean, yeah, that one's up for grabs. But my whole thing is the earth does provide for us. That's one thing that I will hold dear to, and I wholeheartedly can agree with. And it did
Facts.
more so then than it does now, due to the type of landscaping and all the butchery that we do to this earth, right? So you ever seen a tree that's got its roots like above the ground? Y'all know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
Okay. And then you ever go through a neighborhood and you see like all the trees in the median got mulch all around them? This is because we constantly cutting the grass, we constantly doing things to the land, and things don't layer up like they used to. All them leaves that fall off is supposed to stay where the fuck they at, and they turn into soil for next year, right? And
I doubt we even have real trees. Like
you
these, I
know
mean,
what I'm
these
saying?
real trees, but
These
like the
trees,
size of them.
yeah, these trees and shit we got now are some hardy ass, strong ass, give me any kind of nutrients you got type of trees, nigga. Because if you don't add fertilizer to your lawn, if you don't add manure and things like this to your garden, your shit ain't gonna fucking grow in that dirt back there, right? You know what I'm saying? So this is an unnatural thing, but in these areas where things are untouched, you know what I'm saying, you still have big ass trees that's producing fruit like, you know what I'm saying, mangoes and, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that, jackfruit. You know what I'm saying? These are, you know what I'm saying, these are untouched areas or tropical climates where people are not manicuring the land so much. So boom, the earth does provide for us. But my thing is, and Rodney, you said that hunting is, you said it's it can be, you know what I'm saying, not just for food. Um,
Hmm.
I don't, I mean,
I ain't mean hunting. I mean like the what goes along with hunting as far as weapons, as far as killing an animal
right.
and the need to kill.
No,
It doesn't necessarily mean for food.
and I'm saying that we see a regression in species on this earth, which leads me to naturally believe that there was more at one point in time. So I'm saying the fact that there was more, y'all know that watermelon I sent y'all a picture of that I pulled out of my garden? On one
Hmm.
half of this sugar baby watermelon, bro, I got over 100 seeds, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Over 100 seeds out of a half of a sugar baby watermelon, heirloom variety, organic. Okay.
Hmm.
There's no way on this earth we should not have fruit every fucking where. It's the shit that we're doing to it. We're going against the laws of nature that's creating this desolate wasteland of an earth that we have today. All I'm saying is the actions like hunting and killing off the animals that help pollinate and help shit everywhere to keep the soil fertile and things like that are the reasons why we had to even, you know what I'm saying, start really relying on meat as a food source. Now we can debate
But
right there. Like,
okay,
To tell the truth, I believe it might have been an advance in intelligence that make people travel. And so when you heard your food is different than gathering berries and keeping them for the whole trip, and it's easier than planting seeds and then retreating back home and waiting from the growth so you will have food on your way to your travel. You never know how people manipulated the system once we got the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, you're not born, but I don't know how your skeleton was shaped and all that. But to me, you're not born with any weapons, so that leaves me to believe that you don't need to hunt as a natural person.
man,
All
okay.
the trees taking your carbon dioxide and they read your DNA and they produce fruit that's sustain you,
yeah,
and it's
you don't
simple
have
as that.
horns
Yeah,
or extra claws or nothing like that.
yeah. But
So
it's
why would
certain.
we assume that hunting was first then is what I'm trying to get at. Why would we assume that we didn't need to? We had to realize that, hey, nature's providing all this. I don't even need to hunt.
The
Why do we
only
assume
reason I say that is because in certain parts we don't have all peaceful animals, and in certain
Right.
parts the first contact you might have with animals might be hunting type, and so you'll
And
be
if
like,
we
oh, that's how
believe,
we eat.
yeah, and if you believe that we came from that all man started as one group, then more than likely it was a tropical place or somewhere where you could turn around and you see something to eat. So you would
Ah,
never
that's
even
proven. It's a fact that you can't have people existing or being created where it's not an environment to sustain them. The earth
right.
sustains you, yeah. So all I'm saying is that these are just things. So I factor them in because they're not things I can prove. I really honestly believe, like, yeah, you woke up, you saw the environment around you, and you adapted to it. You saw the whatever animal eating from the trees, you ate from the trees.
All
You
right, let
know,
me ask you this question real quick. So we see that the Earth is going through some changes right now, right? So we got all this ice in the north that's melting, right? And this big
Mm-hmm.
ass ice shelves and shit like that falling off of Antarctica, right?
Mm-hmm.
And due to underground scanning, which I mean, this is I'm not subscribing to this, but I'm just making a statement for sake of
Yeah.
argument here. Due to some of the scanning and things like that they've done in some of these regions, they're saying that in Antarctica it's possible that it was tropical at one point in time, right? And
Yeah.
we see this so-called global warming, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
do y'all believe that it's possible that the whole Earth could have been tropical at one point in time? And because when we say that people, you know what I'm saying, originated, you know what I'm saying, or the earth needed to sustain, you know what I'm saying, it's it's people. I mean, boom, I agree with you. But
as
I
far as the
don't
earth,
think.
basically, let me put it like this. I like to ask this question: where did the Africans come from? Because when I study the pygmy people, because there's a bunch of different types of pygmy people. You got Asian pygmies, you know what I'm saying, all types of pygmy people. And then you look at these Mercator maps like your boy was talking about the other day when we was on here. You know what I'm saying? These people say they came from the north. They don't the pygmy African don't have a creation story that started him off in Africa. Everybody everybody's creation story has them pointing to where the compasses point to, where the moss grows on the north side of the tree. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the origin of man. So where do y'all stand on that?
go
I
ahead,
think
bro.
I've heard other origins.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, what everybody's standpoint is on origin of people.
Most origin stories I hear involve some type of being that comes from a different place, and that's the Hopi Indians. All most of the North American tribes, Asian tribes, India, like everybody, like Africa, even Viking. Everybody has some type of idea that we had some type of extraterrestrial involvement.
I don't
Involvement
subscribe
in
to none of that.
hold on,
I'm,
extraterrestrial involved. I'm sorry, bro, but extraterrestrial involvement in what exactly? In creating us?
Uh,
yeah,
even yeah, yeah, like either either by way of blending with something that was already here, or
What created that? So,
yeah, that's I mean
all right.
I
Yeah.
don't know what could have been that, but even that theory, that the only theory that I have that I know of that as far as blending would indicate that there was a group of people here, and then there was a group of people that were made, and which is, goes back to what we was talking about earlier.
Right. I see. As I don't know where I was at before I was born, and I don't know where I'm gonna go before I die. Nobody does. Nobody does.
Yeah,
On the micro, on the macro, nobody knows where their existence came from, and nobody know where it end. Those are two stories that can't be written. Why? Because in the beginning, we weren't writing stuff down and recording stuff. It was just known. So you can't unless the very first whatever we are wrote a book. You'll never know. You'll never know. And of course, nobody be able to write the end because you died. The last one died.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I think we think a lot too complicated when it comes to a lot of stuff.
yeah,
And I think it's a reason for that. I mean, I think it's a reason for us not knowing where we came from and where we going. I think that's a force, a power that we would abuse beyond belief. I just know that we limited in a lot of ways, and we have a problem in front of us, and that's what we need to be. Everything else, whether the earth is round and flat, has already been conquered. It's not flat. We know that. We knew this. But the fact that we were getting on to some greater intelligence, they do what they always do. They set us back by throwing us a curveball. Okay, now y'all can talk about this. They ain't never talked to us about flat earth. They have their system set up because they watched us, and it's easy to take somebody and be like, okay, yeah, these people, because brother, if you tell me something, I'm gonna believe you. It's simple as that. That's how my heart is. But we know in today's society, if somebody tell you something, if it don't sound true, it ain't true. You
Well,
know,
I had to disagree on that flat Earth thing simply because I researched that shit for 2 years before I even spoke a word about it to anybody. And I mean,
so you believe the Earth is flat?
I know the Earth is flat
Okay.
because there's no proof of gravity. And if you want water to stick to a ball that's 24,000 miles in circumference, you damn sure need a good strong gravity to support something like that
And you
spinning
don't
in a
believe that
thousand.
exists outside this Earth? You don't believe that type of gravity exists outside our atmosphere?
No, like where's show me the
No, no,
money?
no, no, no. You don't believe that type of force exists outside our immediate atmosphere that could push water into, like, look at every other planet. How is you
I don't.
doubting what you stand? Look, just please. That's all I tell. Look at every other planet. Just look at it. It's round. It's not flat. It's not a disc in the sky. It's not a disc in the sky. When you see the moon, when you see the
So
sun,
that's not true. That's not true at all.
you see a disc
Uh,
in the sky.
Absolutely. I've never seen a round planet in the sky. I don't even have a telescope.
Okay, hold on,
So
hold on,
when I
hold on, hold
look-
on, hold on.
Hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
cool.
Look,
No,
let
no,
me
no, no,
finish.
no, 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 no.
When I
You
go,
can't.
when I went
That's enough. You've never seen a round. The sun not round. The sun is not circular.
circular, okay,
Okay,
not
hold on, hold on,
spherical.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Let's hold on.
I
Let's
know.
clarify circular and
Okay,
spherical.
go ahead for the crowd. Go ahead, explain it because I'm past this. It's very short conversation. Is the sun round? Does it appear round?
Round
Watch
is
this.
different than spherical.
No, no, I
Round is
know
different than
that. I
spherical.
know that. I know that. I'm not
All right,
trying to
so let's
trick
be
you. It's
clear
not a
then.
trick. It's not. That's not needed. It's not a trick question. I know it being round doesn't prove it's spherical, but I'm
Okay, so
asking.
boom,
But I'm asking, is the sun round?
it's round. It's a circle.
Okay,
Yes, it's
okay, I
360
get that. I
degrees.
get that. Now let's go.
All
Is the
right, go
moon
ahead.
round? Is the moon round?
Absolutely.
Is every other so-called planet?
Luminary round,
Hold on, brother. Listen,
bro. I'm listening, bro. Let's go.
no,
Get
no,
to it. Get to it.
I
Get
am.
to
You
it.
keep cutting me off.
Melvin,
Is
chill
is
out,
every
man. Chill,
is
chill.
Bro,
every
chill out. Whisper
Chill
between me and him.
out,
Go ahead,
chill,
bro.
I
bro.
got
He
you,
got it.
God.
He
I
got
got
it.
you,
Go
God.
ahead. He
Love
got it.
y'all.
Go ahead. I'm listening now.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Is every other planet we view round, not spherical, round?
Every other luminary in the sky is spherical. Yes.
Bad. Oh, spears. So it's a
Or
spherical.
round. I'm
See,
sorry.
see,
Miss.
see, because you caring too much about that. I get what you're saying. It's that. So you telling me out of any one of them planets, if they are flat, disk is facing us immediately, so that it doesn't look flat. It's not one flat planet that's facing at an angle that we can see is flat. All of them just facing us. The top of the surface is facing us and fooling us to appear that it's spheres.
No,
Like
I'm
they
saying they only call. I'm saying you only call them planets because you was taught to call them
No,
a
no, no,
planet.
no,
That's all
no,
I'm
no.
saying.
You moving the goalposts. I don't care what you call them. I said
Okay.
so-called planets. I said
Okay.
so-called. So you telling me all of these so-called planets, out of all of them that might be flat, they all are facing top toward us to appear round? There's not one in the sky that's tilted at an angle that we can see. Oh, that one's flat. Because when you look at the Earth, it is filled with water and it's sticking for some reason I don't know. When I was introduced to it, it was called gravity. That could be argued.
Okay.
Let's go. But if you take the water away, the earth is not a ball. It's a rock with dips and crevices, heights and depths. But it's just the fact that the atmosphere rounds it off through some type of magnetic power that I do not know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's here. And you could
All right.
tell they throwing us off from getting it. We at the door. We at the cusp of some great intelligence. And what they doing is they throwing us a curveball by talking about some old dumb shit. Is
All
the
right.
earth round?
All right.
You don't think by now it'll be one scientific study done that the earth is round? By now? We did that already. We don't. The thing
Bruh,
is, we didn't study Plato's. We heard of them, but you ain't went through Plato's study. If you did,
bruh.
you wouldn't be talking how you talk.
Let me rebut. Let me rebut, please.
Yes,
To
sir.
look up in the sky to assume that you're on one of those circular things because you see it above your head is ridiculous. Just because you see it above your head, that don't mean that that's what you want. That's like
Okay,
saying,
so you have a
hold on,
meter.
I'll let you go. That's like
Okay, yeah,
saying
yeah.
the earth is in the shape of a cloud. What shape is a cloud? Just because you see a sun don't mean that what you're standing on is the same thing as a sun or a moon or a Mars or anything like that. Furthermore, when you look at these things through a telescope, I have seen through the moon a star myself. They are not terra firma places that you can go and land on. That's not true. We need proof for that. And NASA will tell you right now that they can't even go out of upper Earth atmosphere or lower Earth atmosphere. They can't take no whole pictures of the Earth. It's all strip image data that they've put together. They ain't been to the moon. They've admitted the shit. Y'all ain't looking into it. That's the facts.
Can I? Can I?
Hey,
Okay.
hold on. It looked like we got us one, Melvin. See, you thought Swab was gonna come in on the what's the
No, I
name
didn't.
conversation, but I think
I want somebody to show me some money. That's all I'm saying. Let's go.
hold on, Melvin.
Bro,
Hold on, Melvin. I see you on fire, but if you ain't forgot, it's coming up on that time. And that's why I'm trying to
well,
set the tone
it,
for the next conversation between you two guys because I think both of y'all got some great points. Like,
and
honestly
you
speaking,
killing our
this is not
vibe
a
though.
subject that I paid that much attention to. Like, long as I could put my 2 feet on the ground and do what I was doing, I ain't paid that much attention to it until now. So I'm hearing great points from both sides. But what I want to make sure to keep track of is we got to keep it factual and
Hey,
data. You know what I'm
so,
saying?
so when we
So
say
for the
planet,
next
we
conversation,
have to
we need to have
define that.
some
Let's
slides. We need to have some shit popping on both ends, bro.
all right.
Yeah,
So
but I'm gonna tell you straight out.
mhm.
I really don't need that because everything that I'm talking about, if any other planets was flat, there would be a proportion of them that would be appearing flat. Like if any of them was flat, you telling me the top of it is all facing us. We can't see the bottom of the side of no
I'm
We
just
should
so-called
we should
planet.
be
I'm
able to
Hold on.
see
suggesting
like the
I'm s-
ridges on the quarter.
no
Anything.
I'm
And
just
then hold on. And then you'll go so as far to say, because you have a meter of what's ridiculous. You have a tool of measure because you call what I said ridiculous. But you would say you don't know you're on one of those things, so-called planet. Like, do you see how far back? It's like we going to conversate over the A again. They throwing us
no,
off, bro.
they're not because I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because they have not escaped this ground high enough to even tell us what we're on, and that's
Okay,
a fact.
now
So
is
I'm
they
saying
did they
this
not get 100? Did they not get 100 volunteers to go populate Mars? Is that true or false?
that's absolutely false, bro. They can't even go past what they call the
No, no,
Van
no, no,
Allen
no, no, no,
radiation
no. I
belts.
I, I heard that, but
Okay,
it's false.
so
It's false that they got 100 people to volunteer to go populate Mars.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
ain't
true.
even heard
That's
that.
true. A hundred
Okay, but did
people
they
is
go
that?
though? But did they go though? But did
Okay,
they go
hold on.
though?
They
But did
talk
they go?
about
Now,
they not talking
now,
about it in a lifetime where these 100 people gonna make it. They talking about
facts,
a
facts.
So
colony spaceship
the
where
point
they
is that they
maybe they
have not
fourth.
gone to Mars though, right? The point
Hold
is
on,
they
hold
have
We
on,
not gone, right?
hold
when
Let's
we
on.
stop
talk
with all that bullshit. Let's talk about some facts. Have anybody gone to Mars though? Hell no. So next question.
Okay, hold on. So the
I
Mars
mean,
rover,
but
hold on, the Mars
at one
rover.
point in time, we could say, had anybody been to, you know what
Okay,
I'm
but we're not
saying,
talking
to
about one point in
Antarctica?
time though. We
At
Okay,
one
proving
but
point in time,
Earth.
we were
We
talking
proving
about,
Earth, though. We
but when
proving
we,
but
Earth. Let's stick to that though.
but
Go ahead,
Melvin,
man,
Swab.
bro,
isn't
you getting too hype on it, fam. We gotta listen to me, cause
We
they
going
talking
off we
about,
going off into side conversations and stuff.
you asked
We
the
getting some
nah,
question,
answers. Well, we
but
could
you asked the
also say
question,
this. We could also say this. Come on now.
Melvin,
Prove the
Melvin,
Earth is
Melvin, Melvin,
circular.
Melvin. Okay,
no,
can I
I
ask
didn't
you
say
this?
that. I didn't say that. I said what are they talk. You said have they been to Mars, and I said they're not talking about the 100 people are gonna make it to Mars in their lifetime. They saying that 100 people are gonna go into some type of space center, and the possibility of maybe their fourth generation makes it to Mars.
Okay,
Okay.
Or
but then we send a rover to Mars.
No, we did not.
Okay, didn't they claim that they sent rover to Mars?
Yeah, they may have.
Okay, okay, and you don't believe them
No.
because you don't believe. Okay, all right. see, and
I
this
mean,
is
they have admitted.
okay. No,
How can
no, I got you. I got
they
you. I
have
got you.
admitted on one hand
Cause
that they cannot escape the Earth's atmosphere? So
brother,
how can it be
brother,
both? Is
brother,
all I'm saying.
brother, I got you. It's not my job to prove
Okay,
you
so I'm
wrong.
just
And
saying
so
it's
let me
looking
check. Hold
deeper
on,
though.
hold on, hold on. Let me check my ego. Let me check my ego because I had knowledge that contradict yours, but you can definitely talk your shit at any scale. This is my thing. Hmm. I'm not playing with these people, man. I'm not playing with these people, man. I'm not. I really don't care about none of that. I care about what's in it. I don't. Man, due to white supremacy, due to whatever we went through, the traumas, you really got the ground to question anything you want because they done lied to us so much. We so confused and thrown in every direction. I'm not surprised at what I hear people say no more. I'm really
Yeah.
not, because we've been so cut off from the truth. These motherfuckers.
We're not dealing with no facts on the shape of the Earth. I'm with you. They taking $19 billion every year into their space program. That's part of the white supremacy. Cool, but is the Earth a sphere though? Like I don't need you to, you know what I'm saying, talk me up on how the white man doing all this stuff. I'm with you on that, but is the Earth a sphere though? That's all I want to talk about. Because you
And
got
I
you got
think
you got
I'm
I
all
don't
sorry,
like
think
brothers.
it's ready. Like let's talk about it though. Where your
I'm
facts
sorry,
at?
brothers. No. Hold on, because everything I say is fact. I'm not saying nothing. Everything I'm saying is common sense. Listen, you agree with me that the Earths appear round, not spherical. But you telling me if
It's
any of them,
planets.
fam, whatever. I don't care about titles, terms. All those are manipulative things that privileges. Because we can't name none of this shit unless it's constantly evoking his name. A tree is not a tree. That's what you feel comfortable calling it. So let's stop the elementary, junior high, high school level of this
Bruh,
shit.
come on now.
I
You
get
said
what you
you
saying,
said
bro.
all the stars and shit is a circle.
Listen,
And I
now
said,
listen, now listen, now
no,
listen
I'm
to what
done
you just
listening
did.
because
No,
we
because
already did that.
you
The
wrong, and you
whole
need to listen. You wrong, and you need to
I
listen.
don't need to
I
do
ain't say
nothing,
nothing
bro.
about no
I don't
stars.
need to do
I ain't
nothing, bro.
mentioning. I ain't mentioning the star. And if I was wrong, I shut up out of respect for the truth. I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not coming at you like that. Never would I. But
Bruh.
I'm telling you, if I was wrong, I shut up. Because that's my respect for the truth. I never said stars. You
You
said, I
said
said any,
planets.
bro. But you talking about stars, bro. Quit that. Did you know what you just did to the
That's
conversation?
because the planets are stars. But
Fam.
we can't get past
All
shit.
right.
Because we still
Okay.
talking about,
All
you know what I'm
right.
saying, the government and white people and shit.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell
So
you
is a
what.
planet the
I'm
same
gonna
thing
tell
as
you
a
what.
star?
I'm gonna tell you
If
Hey
what.
white
man,
I'm
people
gonna tell you
hey,
different,
this
what.
conversation going left, fam. Y'all look, the conversation going left because it is some real meat on the bones that y'all really get into, man. But we got to cool the jets.
I'm
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
I
Because
swear I'm cool. I love my brother, man. That's
yeah,
not need to say. Do I have passion? Yeah, he got passion. That's cool.
yeah,
absolutely.
It
but
ain't. Yeah.
y'all, I mean, y'all really get into some real shit, and I think it need
So
to be said. But say it, just say it.
And all I'm saying is this, bro. We ain't been allowed to study nothing. So any proof you got, I could definitely fill with holes. Any proof you got from any organization that's ever been funded by anybody but you, I could definitely fill with holes. Because you're getting the truth from people who don't care for you having the truth. And when you say stuff like global
what?
warming, when you say stuff like that's not a fact, hold on, let's break this down. Because you not now, you crossing, that's not a fact.
What's not a fact?
You ain't study nothing. You ain't never put out a research and study nothing, right?
Are you asking me?
Bro,
Are you saying I've never
man,
studied
I'm
anything?
asking you, I'm telling you, I'm referenced, whatever. Answer. Have you ever put out a study and funded a study and got the results back?
What was it, man?
Are you talking about like on a scholastic
Man,
collegiate
okay, my
level?
point is this. My point is this. When you
Nigga,
say what,
let me get clarity
no,
on what you
because
asking,
you
bro.
doing what I now see you do. You
Bro,
complicate
let me
things.
get clarity on
Okay,
your
go
question,
ahead.
bro. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
damn.
Go
I
ahead.
can't get clarity. You asking, have I put out a published paper? Right? That's what you're asking, right? Is
Is
that what you're
anything,
asking?
listen, is
No.
anything,
I,
listen, is anything you gonna bring as
that's not
proof?
that listen shit though.
Oh man.
You gotta stop with that shit,
okay.
bro.
I'm
Just
gonna shut
talk.
up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut
No,
up.
don't shut up. Just talk instead of telling me what to do. That's what
Anything
you
that you
do.
gonna use as proof your scientific research?
Yeah, I can give you plenty of it right now.
Give me one.
All right, are you looking at your screen? Can you see me? Let me know if you can see me.
Hello.
I can see you. I'm locked on you. My
All
bad.
right, boom. I had this right here because my nose was running. If I drop this, that does not prove that gravity pulled on it. It
All
means that
right.
hold on. It means that I'm no longer supporting this object. Now, what is your explanation for that? Why did this fall out of my hand when I released my grip?
Now let
Let's
me
just
tell.
have a
Okay.
conversation
Okay.
about that.
Now
Let's just
tell.
start there.
Okay.
Let's just
Look,
start.
brother.
Y'all got 15
Man.
minutes.
Yeah, let's
Man.
start there. Come on,
Man.
let's get something covered in 15 minutes instead of telling me to be quiet and listen and stuff. Let's just. What is the answer to this? Why is that when I let go of this? Why does it fall? Let's go.
You don't know, and I don't know. But
Yes, I
scientific.
do.
Hold on. See now you don't want the answer. You
Go
don't
ahead.
know, and I don't know. But scientific research that was funded by not you or me shows that that's gravity, right or wrong.
You're absolutely right.
All right. So that right there is my point. That's what I asked you. Anything you're gonna bring to me as proof has not been studied by me and you. I can't say you wrong. You can't say I'm wrong, but I'm telling you, you're complicating things. You're
And no, I'm not
complicating.
complicating. I'm simplifying
Okay.
things. I'm saying that when I let go of the toilet paper roll, that it falls because I'm no longer
Okay.
holding it, and
And
air is
I'm
not. Hold on,
saying
let me finish. I'm
we
saying
So
heard
hey,
that. You're
so
gonna
cuz
explain
no,
your tissue.
no,
Mel,
no,
so
bro.
Mel,
I'm
answer
saying,
this question for
hold
me,
on.
Mel. If there
God
was a
damn,
such
bro.
thing,
God damn, bro. All I'm
man, you
saying,
ain't got to be
bro,
disrespectful. Everybody can be disrespectful, bro.
bro. Hold
Everybody can be disrespectful.
Bro said we
So
got
I,
15 minutes left, man. We got 15 minutes left.
so if
Let me
there
get
was,
to
I'm
a
gonna answer my
period. Let me
question
get one
anyway.
period.
Goddamn.
Let me get a period,
If
bro.
it was a such
Let me
thing
get a
as
period,
gravity,
bro. Let me
what
get.
would be the difference?
Let me get a period, bro. Damn.
Man, I ain't man, fuck you,
This,
nigga. You got me fucked up. You need to calm that shit down.
bro.
Cause
Anyways,
everybody be respectful. Everybody be respectful. You the one doing all this shit, fam.
bro, I muted my mic for 15 minutes and let y'all go on and tell me why white people learn how to take a bath, bro.
Man, you tripping.
Let's be
Cut
for
that
real,
shit out, man. We having a conversation,
man.
fam. You tripping, bro.
I'm
Cause
trying to have a
I
conversation. You
mean,
can do it.
man, but if you disrespect somebody, man, they'll take it to a whole nother level. We ain't talking about bullshit. We ain't talking about nothing but
Bro,
our personal
That's 3 minutes.
shit.
I'm not trying
That's
to
three
be
minutes.
personal, bro. I'm
That's
just trying to
three
get to a
minutes.
period, bro.
That's 4 minutes.
I'm trying to get to a period. Come on now. I'm saying that the air is not supportive enough for this to just be floating around if you're not supporting it. I'm saying
Man,
that's
we
a
heard you say that. You
no,
don't
you
have no
didn't. No,
scientific
you
research.
didn't.
You ain't funding nothing.
Why
Can
do
the
I have
brother
to have
ask this question?
research for
Can the
that?
brother let the brother ask this question? I want to hear
Go
him
ahead,
talk.
Rodney. Go ahead, Rodney.
All I'm saying is, if there was a such thing as gravity, and what you're asking, what would be the difference? Gravity, if you let it go, and there ain't no gravity, it fell. And if you let it go, and there was gravity, and it pulled it down, how can we say what is the what can you can't put no radiation or no dye on it to show us either way. You know what I'm saying? What we discuss when we discuss these things. It's like saying something that nobody can. I can't tell you. I can't argue with you and say you wrong. Even it ain't even something that I can sit up here. I'm not trying to
Facts.
dispute you. I'm just
Right.
saying that I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't say you're right. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that I'm right. I'm saying, and so anything that I say on this argument, I ain't said one thing to you ever that would be on the level of me saying, bro, you wrong. It's me saying, but I can see this being the case,
Okay.
or it's an endless number of possibilities.
Okay. I feel you. And all I'm saying is, Rodney, I'm saying when I let go of the tissue,
Man,
the
if you explain that tissue one more time, fam, we gonna end this live
then what?
stream.
Then what?
Hey,
Nigga?
cut this
Then
shit off,
what?
fam. Hey,
Then
cut it
what,
off,
bro?
bro. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Hey, look.
Then what?
Hey, look.
Damn,
Hey,
man.
look.
Y'all some sore loser ass shit right
He
there,
is
bro.
stuck on that rolling tissue. This is my
Bro,
point.
I can pick up my
Okay,
phone and
look.
make the same point,
I
man. Like
feel
y'all,
you. I
y'all
feel
being
you.
some
I
sore
know you can pick up
losers,
a shoe and do the same thing, but the
bro.
fact is,
The fact
scientific,
is, you don't want me to
scientific.
fully explain it
No,
because
I
you
do
want a
not,
funded
because
research
I know
paper
my
from a
ABCs
university
and I
with
know my one,
accredited
two, threes and
scientists.
I know my
Because you can't use
gravity.
your own
I don't
brain. You need another motherfucker to
listen.
tell you
Okay.
something, do it funded and money to come behind it, and that's the only type of proof you'll
You
accept.
ain't said a
Because you
fact
don't,
yet. You filibustering with no
you
facts.
need
Usually
somebody
when
else
you
to tell you.
filibuster,
You can't
you
do it for
listing a
yourself, bro.
bunch of
You
facts.
can't think for
You
yourself,
speaking
bro. You
listen,
got to
okay,
have
I
somebody
want
else
to say
tell
something that's gonna
you.
help the
You,
conversation. I want
your
to say
brain
something that's
don't
gonna help
help.
the
Your
conversation.
brain don't help the
I don't want
conversation
to take a
because you're
shot at
not
you. I
thinking
don't want to take a
critically.
shot at you.
I'm
I don't
taking
want to
one
take a
at you.
shot at
I'm
you.
taking one at
And
you.
I
Pop
take
back
it.
then.
I
Yeah.
survived. Now
All
watch
right.
this. No,
Go.
you'll never get that out of me, bro. You'll never get it out of me, bro.
Take a
Who
shot,
are
bro.
listen?
It ain't no
No, I'm
hard
not.
feelings here.
And this ain't
But I'm saying,
WWE.
let's be
This ain't
real though,
but this what I'm saying. This what I'm saying. We
bro.
haven't been allowed to study anything because of the government and white supremacy that he so called spoke of so ironic. These are the things we can prove. We could prove that they systematically oppressed us in every category that's natural to us and that's privileged to us. We haven't been allowed to eat, drink, communicate, socialize, mate, how we are naturally, and they know this, how we're biologically, no matter what you believe in, whether you're Christian, Hebrew, Muslim, atheist, no matter what you is, I don't care. You need a certain geographical area to provide the nutrients for you to be at your peak performance. Other than that, your life terms are shortened. Your kids have, you have to adapt
That
to
has
shit that's
nothing to
not.
do with the conversation, but
And
great.
and
I'm glad
and
you
okay,
said it, man.
okay, all right. Don't cut it
Claps
out.
up for
Don't
that,
cut it
nigga.
out.
That
Don't cut
means
it out.
nothing.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I guess I need that from you, since you taking shots. Okay, I
Bro, that
appreciate your
means
plot.
nothing to
But
the
this my thing.
conversation,
But
bro.
this my but
You talking
and
about filibuster.
that's the first line I said.
Backpedaling.
That's the first line I said that
Great,
didn't pertain
great.
to it. But
We can't stick
this is
to
my
a
point.
topic.
This okay,
You
okay,
talking about
okay.
religion
Hold
and
on.
earth
Oh
sustaining and
man.
shit when we was talking about the shape and the sphericity of the earth. We can't stay
Okay.
on topic for nothing,
Bro,
bro.
nobody's
Because
finna talk to you about that.
you don't have
I
nothing to
know.
talk
Look,
about. You want a paper
nobody's finna
from a
talk
white
to
man.
you.
You want a paper from a white man that
Okay,
you
hold
hate,
on,
bro,
hold on,
to
hold on, hold
prove
on, hold
your
on.
point.
Hold on. See, you
Come
steadily
on now.
talking. I don't
Come
hate the
on
white
now.
man. I don't hate the white man. I
Bruh.
love myself.
Whatever,
And I
bro.
want to see more of me. And if that naturally contradicts to how the white man needs to survive, then who is he to me? That don't
Bro,
mean I hate him. That just means he can't plant his food
like you
next to
say,
mine.
issue
He
with
can't raise his
you got
kids
issue
next to
with.
mine. Man, fam, look, anything I'm saying is factual because it's
No,
not
it ain't.
complicated.
No, it ain't.
It's not
The fact
complicated.
that you need a pay, the fact that you need a report, the fact that I
Bro,
haven't done the
you
study
need a
is
report. I
not
don't
good
need a
enough.
report. I didn't reference
Why does
not
that
one.
even matter then?
Listen,
Why would you
but
bring something
listen.
up like that? What
Okay,
studies have you done that was
listen.
sponsored by an entity
Oh
and all of this
man.
stuff, bro? That's ridiculous. That has nothing to
Okay.
do with having a conversation with your brother.
How long do
Let's have
you
a
need,
conversation
bro?
instead of trying to
You
check my
really don't care
credentials.
about the answer. That's why you keep talking.
No,
When
you
I
don't
say
care about the
something, I
answer
shut
because you
up.
need
When
credentials, bro. You
listen,
need
okay,
credentials to
fam.
have a sufficient answer.
Listen. Now
That's why
listen.
we
Now
can't
listen.
get
Okay.
nowhere,
Now let
bro.
me blow you out the water.
You
I need a
can't.
credential. Okay. Oh man, you are
Hey,
good
bro.
at arguing. You're good at arguing. I'm gonna
You good
lose
at
every
arguing
time.
too, but
No,
nigga,
I'm
we
gonna
we
lose
we
every
neck and
time.
neck with it.
No, I'm
Let's
not
go.
taking shots or nothing, and I'm not talking over you. I keep shutting up. You don't hear me because you're
Bro,
talking.
you done told me to listen 15 times. That's what got me heated in the first place. Let's go. What's up?
You mad? I'm saying, listen, bro. That's just
Yeah,
how I'm
because you shouldn't
raised,
tell
bro.
me that,
I
bro.
say, listen.
All right, well, you know what I'm saying?
That's just a
That's
habit I
fine.
got before I
Okay.
talk.
And I'm gonna and
Even if you're not
I'm gonna
talking, I
say
say,
how I
listen,
feel. I'm gonna react how I
bro.
react, bro. I'm
You
not
need
just gonna
to
let you just
open.
keep saying what you want to say. If I feel like you shouldn't tell me to listen,
What
then
is
I'm
this
not gonna
really
listen.
about? Because this
I
ain't
don't
about flat
know.
Earth. Do I know you?
Man.
Do I know you? What is this
No,
about, bro? What is this really about?
it was trying to be about flat Earth, but we can't get nowhere on a subject though.
Okay,
We
bet.
can't.
Let's
We are
try.
not.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Every Earth or star that you call, because we can clearly distinct the difference between what I look as a star as I
Mm-hmm.
look at what I call planets. They don't
Okay.
look the same. I call the little gases of balls of gases that's on fire or whatever, illuminated. Those are stars. The actual masses that have an atmosphere have gas formed around it, water vapors formed around it, some type of moisture on it. I consider those planets. Okay, now
Can I challenge
since
that or no?
wow, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to challenge it. How do we know that these things are gases, and how do we know that they have water vapor around them?
Now,
I would like to have a conversation like
okay.
that.
Now, when I ask the question, boom. Once again, we're complicating the conversation by going through what means what. You know what I'm generally meaning when I say gases and water vapor and molecules and dust particles and stuff. You know that. We're not finna go back in
I
time.
know what
That's
they mean. I'm saying, how do you know that that's what it is? I'm saying, how do you know that that's what it
Oh
is, bro? That's what I'm
man,
asking you,
you owe me a pack of aspirin, bro. Mail it. I'm gonna give it to you. Listen. The
bro. That's part
whole
of the
the oh
conversation.
man, why do you feel the need to say that? What point was that? Can I start and go?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. The stuff that I'm calling, the terms that you're hearing are the general terms that was taught to me and you at some point in time, although you came upon some greater knowledge that gives you a distinctification between these things and the ability to critically think and say, this might not be this and this might not be that. Fine. But you know what I'm talking about, and you're diverting from the greater conversation by going into these micro conversations. What is gas? What is rocks? You know what I'm talking about. Whether I have a scientific proof, all I'm saying, yes, I'm going by the white man's research and I'm calling this water vapor, gas. It doesn't even take from the point because I could say material A, B, C, and D, which I feel like I got to do with you now because you
You
keep
know,
taking away from the greater conversation by asking, how do you know paper is paper? What I'm saying is this. The things that we generally been taught as planets, if any of them was flat, they would be, in order to have the appearance in the sky that they have now, all of them would be have to be facing us top first. All of them. All of them. The bottom of them would be have to be pointing away from us. All of them. If you can't take, I mean, come on, man, do the math. One of them would be off. So when a motherfucker tell you some shit like the earth is round, 500 years after they already discovered it, whether NASA can go up there and say, look, we can't take a planet Earth as it, you know why? Because it's round. We have to put composites together to show the Earth, however you want to do it. However you want to do it. But fine, we could debate that, and I'm gonna give you all the resources you need to fight against the white man, if that's your purpose. Because I'm about black liberation. If that's your purpose, you got the way. If you got a problem with the way that the white man is preaching about round earth, go. I'm not gonna cut you out, but don't burn down my so-called house of hate because you think you build a house of bricks. It's simple as that. But within the immediate conversation within us as a brotherhood, I clearly can't even talk about this. I can't. They start. It's just like read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations. Okay, I did. What you do? Start over. Genesis to Revelation. Okay, I did. Start over again. They keep doing this to us. They keep making us start over. Now that we got a little bit of money and we can actually research stuff, guess what we finna do? We finna go research the A, the one. We start from the beginning. We start from the beginning. We finna burn our resources studying what the planet is round or flat. What the fuck, man? We've been past, that's such an elementary conversation. We cannot, as adults in 2018, even allow that in the rotation. Who started that? Which smart ass black dude got a microscope and started that shit? I mean, got a goddamn scope and started that shit. Who? It wasn't us. We still don't have the research. We still don't have the resources to research this stuff. But you know what we can research? Our condition in America. And if you want the freedom to research how, because I'm gonna tell you like this, the white man ain't study shit. If you look at their scientists, they African, they all type of other type of races, but they keep taking it. Operation Paperclip when they took all the Germany, all the Germany's motherfucking scientists and shit. But
Yeah.
scientific research, guess what they are? They're interpreted. They are interpreted. You give me the results of the climate of the atmosphere of Earth, and I'm gonna tell you, oh, that's global warming. Because it's scared. I'm scared. The sun already deteriorates me as it is. Now you telling me the Earth finna get hotter? Now you tell me who problem that is. You tell me who Christmas and who Halloween that is. Because if you scared of the Earth getting hotter, tell me why you scared. Tell me why you scared. What happened to you? We keep looking at everything through the white man glasses. Oh, ISIS. ISIS ain't a threat to me. I ain't seen not one blackhead roll on tape yet. Not one. Show me a black man that's been lynched by ICE, cut out, then decapitated by ICE. We keep looking at the white man problem. And when they say, oh man, this is bad, we say that's bad, master. No, that's good. Anything he say bad to me, I'm like, oh, for real? Let me go help this shit. Let me go help this shit. And now here we is starting over with the conversation. The earth is flat, bro. You don't think we circumnavigated the earth by now, bro? Ever? White people used to believe you used to fall off the edge of that bitch. Have you proved that? Prove the significant amount of people that fell off the edge of this bitch. Like, you telling me what I'm saying is ridiculous when clearly you're standing on ridiculousness that shouldn't even be tolerated at this point. We can't even eat out here. We can't buy proper housing. It's all type of, we not, and you living in an evil ass system, and you would never be able to top that evil because they willing to do more violence than you. You think you killing, you think you smoking, you think you drinking. You ain't doing none of that shit like the white man doing that shit. You 14% of America. What imprint do you have on here? If every black man got up tomorrow and killed the black man, that's still only 28. It wouldn't register. We sitting up here holding this man's hand, man. Fuck that shit. We on the brink of some intelligence, and I'm talking about material shit in our hand. We opening up banks, we buying land, we doing all of the dumb shit that motherfuckers complain ain't gonna do nothing that we ain't ever did before. On this scale, man. We telling them this shit is a lie. This shit a lie. We not going by this shit no more. We here, man. You don't think they see that? They see that. If you want to preach that to them, you can preach that to them, but you can't teach that to me, bro. That ain't even my business. I don't give a fuck if the earth is, I'm sorry, I don't give if it's circle, flat, square. I'm in the United States. I ain't even got the privilege to go journey and see because I need a passport from who? Then that's my problem. I let my grandkids worry if the earth is round and flat. My immediate problem is America round and flat. I need to see this mug first. And when I cross that water, guess what? I might find out if the earth, I might find out it's flat. But I ain't even got the privilege to do that yet. And who restricting us from doing that? Come on, man. We talking about man, I appreciate it, man. All right, man.
All right. Well, I know everybody probably about ready to get up out of here. I just want to say that it's clear that my brother Suave has no interest in talking about the subject. To him, it's futile. It makes no sense. And that's the reason why we couldn't get anywhere on the conversation, because to him, it's not an immediate problem for him. And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I know that everybody's not into talking about this topic. You know what I'm saying? I want to apologize right now to Rodney because, nigga, you know, you my brother, nigga, and I ain't mean to, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you know, it just heated. You know what I'm saying? I need to swing by your house tomorrow anyway. I got to get some spirals and shit to send up there to Red for the kids. But I want to say this about the earth. And I just want 2 minutes, you know what I'm saying, to just give my spiel. Okay? I think that, you know what I'm saying, if the earth's shape is not important to you and that you haven't done a couple years of research into really looking into it, because I didn't go into it thinking that the earth was flat. Okay. I've talked to them on this channel before about how in physics class, I went hard on my physics teacher about whether gravity existed or not. And I never once thought to question the sphericity of the earth. I never thought about that. Okay. This is a new thing relatively, but Melvin has been studying this shit for 3 years. That's where I'm standing at on this. I do think that when you see these light sources in the sky, to assume that you're on something of the same nature at this point, after my studying and my research, I do think at this point to assume that you're on one of those because you can see one of those is a backwards thought. And I think it's highly due to the fact that they spin a globe in front of you the day you walk into kindergarten. That's where we're at today. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say, you know what I'm saying, that the flat earth is the most important topic and we don't have more important things. I ain't trying to hold no white dude hand or whatever you was just saying about that. That ain't got nothing to do with it. But when we was talking about the earth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we never talked about it. You know what I'm saying? We always went back to, you know what I'm saying, religions and whatever else, but we never tackled one question. And I think it's mainly due to the fact that you're not interested in talking about it, which is fine. We don't have to talk about it if it's not important to you. But I think it's equally as important as other conversations to understanding why we are, who we are, where we are, and what the hell this place is. Because I mean, I can give you, you know what I'm saying, you know, you didn't want to hear none of what Melvin's thoughts were on it. You want documentation, bro.
Melvin, but I do want to know something, and I'm not trying to be funny. I promise when you get to know me, you know I'm not a malicious person. I
I
try
don't
my
think you
best to
are.
be the
I don't
best
think
me.
you are.
Okay, listen. Let me step into your paradigm. I believe you. Let's go with this. I believe you. The Earth is unique because it's not another like body mass of anything in the sky that you relate the Earth to, right? It's not shaped like the stars or comet. So it's one thing, one of a kind, and we don't know what it actually look like, right?
I mean, I do agree that it's unique. Yes.
Okay, bad. Now what?
And I'm saying, and my whole claim is that this is the plane of existence. This is where spiritual becomes what we deem as or we manifest as physical.
Okay, bet.
Okay.
Why? Why?
Now the why I cannot answer.
Okay,
That would be up to the
I
creative
can.
source
I
as to
can.
why. Okay,
I
go
can.
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
can. To fight against our oppression. What is
To
your immediate? Listen.
say it again. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
To fight against the oppression of our people that's dictating however our spirit forms into a physical nature.
Hmm.
They dictate how we hit this bitch. Soon as we born, bow, shots, records, put them on formula. That's a problem to me. Is that a problem to you? Whether the earth is flat or round, is that a problem to you? You cool?
Yes, it is. It is a
Okay.
problem.
All right. Now what? Now what do we do now that we have a flat earth and we manifesting physically into the hands of a people that don't understand us, or whether they understand us or not, they just choose to fucking dictate against our will. Like what's next?
So once, so to answer that question, once we gain knowledge on what this place is and we understand the amount of money that's been going into this, maybe as a people, we start to think about reforming our government.
Can we
Maybe,
study that? Can we study that under this government? Can we find out what you said after we find out all these things? Can we find out all these things in this government?
And can I interject real quick?
go ahead, Rob.
Haven't we found out enough to start reforming the government?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. You absolutely right about that. We definitely have,
All
but
right. So
everybody,
can,
but everybody
I
don't
think
convict
that's
on the
what
same
bruh's
things. Though.
saying. I think that's what bruh's saying. Delonte, right?
No, Suave.
Suave.
and
Okay.
they using it as a tool to throw us off from talking about that. Talking about
Or
stuff that talking about stuff that whether we right or wrong can't help us. I ain't mad at you for studying. I ain't mad at you because I was introduced to the globe. That's when you say I went into this not thinking. Who went into it thinking it was flat? Nobody ever was introduced to it. Somebody had to introduce you to it. Now I can say if you was the first person on earth, you just woke up, bow out of a sleep. Nobody ever taught you nothing. Dude, that's a motor. Nobody ever taught you nothing. Nobody ever, and you just looked around. I would say shit was flat. That seemed like a pretty good assumption of what we, and that's why it was in the conversation early in the game. But once math got involved in certain things, traveling, however you want, people, we got the maps. We've been had the maps. The Dogon people know how much the moon weighed, how big the sun was, how big the earth was, and how much the earth weighed. They knew these things. But who's teaching you to teach you that? We were cut off from it, intelligence. But everything that you see before you, we had. None of this shit is new. None of
I,
this is new in some form or another. television, radio, cellular, internet, all that shit. That's why, bro. I'm like I said, I'm not here to prove you wrong,
But
man.
no,
And
but you know, and that's why I would like to have had a true conversation about that because you know what I'm saying, I would refute your some of your claims on the Dogon because they had a flat Earth cosmology. I
I
mean,
would
whether
I would believe that the earlier people did, but then they proved that it. What was they later conclusion?
but my whole thing was whose
The
the Dogon.
Dogons.
It wasn't that it was a sphere.
What
This
was
would
it?
be
It
a
was like
great conversation.
my bad.
They
Nah,
didn't.
I
nah,
mean,
no,
I
no.
got time. I got time. They said it wasn't a complete spear, but it had a lump and it was like an egg almost, right?
Okay, yeah, and I can rock with even a convex Earth. I'm not saying that the Earth is flat without no form. I'm saying that when you're in Alaska and when you're in Australia, you're not standing upside down in respect to the person in Alaska. I'm saying that it's not what we were told it is, and it's
Okay.
not rotating. You know what I'm saying? These are things that
Yeah.
can be proven, and the math does not add up on a lot of the claims. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that I would like to go into. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but if you haven't studied up on that, then it's probably best that we don't.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, I had to check my
I
ego.
think
You understand
I
what I'm
think
saying?
there's middle
You
ground. I think really there's middle ground, fam. Like because when you say if you say that the earth ain't spinning, I can totally see that. I can totally see I wonder the same thing. How in the world could we possibly be spinning and we not and our perspective of what we see out there is not changing? But you know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I agree on a lot of different things. Like, it's very questionable and stuff like that, but I don't know.
But
You
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
just want to say I can't prove the earth is round. I
Yeah,
can't prove
Or
the earth is
flat.
round. I can't
and
prove
all
the earth is round.
yeah,
And
and
I've
all
been
I want is oh my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead, God.
I was gonna say, and we can't, you know what I'm saying? My thing was when we accept a heliocentric model as proof. You know what I'm saying? There are things that come along with it that we don't experience. And I've thoroughly gone through these things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand that these things are not, you know what I'm saying, immediate issues. But like Rodney asked the question, he said, aren't there other things? Or you pointed out that Suave was saying that there's other things that should have made us revolt already. But what I would like to add to this, just like y'all not rocking with flat Earth, there are some people who are not rocking with the other issues. So we can't touch on just the ones that are important to us and to
That's that to
and
me that takes it to a whole different level because we talking about some like what we talking about is life and death. It's a
I mean,
matter of what our kids gonna have to experience, whether you
exactly.
feel
So
however you feel about it or not. You know
can
what I'm
I
saying?
ask you
That ain't
this?
yeah.
Can I ask you this? While they're sitting here telling us that resources are becoming short and things like that, if the Earth was infinite and you could go beyond this Antarctica and there's a whole metropolis of life that's abundant where you could go get on a plane and go to tomorrow, would that not be important?
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
would
don't
be,
know.
but
I don't.
bruh, like bruh said, you gotta get a passport from them.
It's not infinite. It's not infinite. It's not infinite. The beginning meets the end. It's some type. I don't. However, but I know this: everybody on Earth can fit inside the state of Texas and have 1,000 square feet of space. Everybody on Earth can fit inside the state of Texas and have 1,000 square. There's no overpopulation. There's
Exactly.
no shortage of water. There's
You're
no
right.
shortage of food. The
I
thing
agree.
is, you're looking at it. We're looking at it. When we speak like that, we're looking at it from the angle of the white man who's saying we need these. They trying to populate other planets. They done
Right.
already divided this shit up. They
Okay,
trying
so
to take this. They yeah. They digging up resources left and right. You got new phones coming out every year, TVs, makes and cars. Isn't it? They wasting shit.
could it be?
Yes.
Let me ask y'all this though: could it possibly be that these other planets or these other places where they claim that they're developing could be just outside of the bounds that we know? Do you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I can't prove that it's not right.
I mean, I'm,
I,
and I'm just saying, based on the fact that they've readily admitted, you know what I'm saying, that they cannot exceed a certain altitude. but yet and still they tell us that they've been 200 and some thousand miles away to the moon, which completely contradicts. All I'm saying is, why are we not looking into the fact that they
But
may be getting these
but
resources somewhere else?
but in a way, that's kind of my point because you have studies that's interpreted you can't pass, and you have studies that's interpreted to show you can. My thing is this: then they say they found like 20 some new Earths. Nobody heard
Yeah,
that? Like 20
yeah,
some new Earths. Now let me tell you why that doesn't do them any good. Because if there are 20 something new Earths, they're just like this one, and the sun does the same thing. That's good news for us, not them. That's why that's not big deal. That's why they we don't know what's out there. They said you have different departments that put out different studies and research, and depending on a lot of different variables, you come with a different conclusion. So all I'm
And you
saying
got
is
a lot of different influences and money that control shit too. And when they want to control the narrative, they gonna control the narrative on
yeah. I feel.
everything.
Well, I mean, I would just, that's all true.
I'm a,
But when another thing, like he said something about math, and maybe on another bill we can go into sphericity, and I can bring up, what I'm saying. I mean, I know they not accredited, you know, proofs, but what I'm saying, distances where things should not be able to be seen, what I'm saying, due to the, what I'm saying, spherical shape of this earth. I'm just saying there's a whole lot of proofs that just, what I'm saying, clearly go against the shape of this earth that they claim that it is.
and I
Um,
demand our liberation so that you can study that openly without resistance, so that you can
I mean,
pass it
and
on
I
to your,
yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
I
and I think
that's
that there's a lot of people
Straight
that
up.
there are a lot of people that are doing it. And this, here's another thing, Swab. This is not my only, what I'm saying, call to battle. You know what I'm saying? Flat Earth. This is not the only thing that I study. You know what I'm saying? I got a book that I'm reading right now called Secret Doctrine that talks about, what I'm saying, the origins of religions and a lot of esoteric things. So I mean, I'm not, what I'm saying, only in the flat earth arena, but this is one of the things that I've, what I'm saying, come to know to be true. And I don't mean to talk about it as if it's not important to our direct reality, but I mean to talk about it in, what I'm saying, in just a simple respect of, is the earth flat or not? If you don't have time for that, then, what I'm saying, we don't have to talk about it. But if we're gonna talk
the
about it,
thing
I
is.
just like to talk about it with, you know what I'm saying, with let's talk about it, you know what I'm saying, like let's take a topic and let's, you know what I'm saying, really talk about that topic instead of saying why it's not important. That's
You
all.
mean like be open minded?
Yeah, let's be open minded. You know what I'm saying? And
Hey,
let's
but you
talk
heard
Okay,
Fam
about
okay.
say
I'm
it.
I,
he
I'm
wished
will.
for a time. You feel me? Where
Yeah,
we
that's
be
what
liberated, where you can do that shit. You feel
that's
me?
what I'm
So
Now,
I
saying.
think
now, tell me
y'all got
Uh-huh.
middle
how
ground.
how would it benefit us that the Earth was flat? Like just one. It don't even got to be a whole. How would it benefit us that the Earth is flat?
Well, I mean, that would see, that's the thing. It would depend on what that means that it's flat. I don't know that the earth is infinite, but I think
How
that it's
bad do you
plausible.
want to know? How bad do you want to know?
I think it's plausible that it could be infinite. And I think that
How important is it to you
I'm
that you know?
okay, I'm gonna answer that after I finish answering your first question,
For sure.
please. I, you know what I'm saying, I do think that it's possible that it could be, and that there's more to this place than what we've been told. And if we could, you know what I'm saying, wake up enough people to start realizing that, to get them to reverse the Antarctic Treaty, then, you know what I'm saying, maybe that's something we could go and explore. I want to know really bad, just like I wanted to know the origins of religion really bad. I have a thirst for knowledge, and, you know what I'm saying, and for truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm open to the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like me and Rodney was talking earlier about meteorites, and I'm like, damn, chunks of iron coming from out the sky. Like, to me, that's, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not, I won't say that shit's completely untrue, but I don't, I mean, there's, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of evidence to support that, you know what I'm saying, that that's actually what we see when we witness these phenomena in the sky. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I've come to question. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with questioning shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know what I'm saying, I don't want the next flat earth you know what I'm saying, topic on Red's panel to be swept up under the rug. If y'all don't want to talk about it, let's say, hey man, we don't want to talk about that flat
Nah,
earth
I
shit.
can't stop your movement, bro.
It's
And
not
I
my
wouldn't
movement,
even
bro.
I
It's
wouldn't
not
even
my
try. No,
movement.
I'm making light of things. But I
Yeah.
heard you say something about the Antarctic Treaty, and okay, so you have a real physical problem that's deterring you from learning what you want. Because I've been on that too. Because I say, you know, the fact that they gave us Africa, because they kind of gave us Africa. Africa
Mm-hmm.
is like Africa is beautiful
Mm-hmm.
compared to what we know.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying? But the fact that they had off that ice part is like, okay, it's knowledge up there that they don't want to let us know, and we learn it's knowledge here they don't want to let us know. It's knowledge everywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
I really just come to the conclusion that based off what I see, touch, feel, smell, and taste, this our planet. Where is your natural food source? You don't have one. You genetically modifying food. Where is your
Mm-hmm.
natural habitat? You don't have one. I don't see you doing. What's up? Where's your markings on this earth? So we need to just be like, look, y'all are no longer as 10% of this earth. I don't care where you came from. You're no longer in charge of research and stuff. Because when you come up with your scientific study, it contradicts the 90% of the earth that's melanated.
Mm-hmm. And man, and if we was having that conversation, I'd be right there with you. I'd be standing by you. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's why
And I
I bring it up.
and,
That's
that,
why I
and
But
that's
bring it
what
that's
I'm
up.
how we
saying.
gonna get to your information too, though, bro. Like, cause I think the two reciprocate each other. Like, bro, speaking about the liberation, in order for us to even check that shit out, you feel me? Like, so
Well,
that's gonna open the door. So it's imperative that we both see both sides. You feel me? Like,
Agreed.
bro, like shit. Hey, at this point, my nigga, you got a physical problem too that I face too. So we got a common enemy.
exactly, and that's
No
what I'm
matter
saying.
what angle we trying to hit it from.
But we do need to explore that, and we do need to have enough people fired up and angry enough to even
Man,
get to that point. But we can't say that that was yesterday's argument. You know what I'm saying? It's not important to.
nah, that ain't what we saying.
I
Yeah,
kind of said that. I said that. I
but
said
you know what
I
I'm
can't
saying?
shy away from it. But my hope. But I'm going off the basis that that's already been concluded. But like I said, I can't prove that. That's not my argument. I'm look.
Right.
It's a reason why you born and you die. It's a reason why you die. No
Yeah.
matter what you believe in, you have to expire because at some point you can't update. You understand what I'm saying? So keep the conversation going, and we'll figure it out. Once the immediate
Mm-hmm.
problems get, it'll come up. It'll
And
come
red.
up.
Yeah,
But
and
I
red.
wish you could tell me a benefit because I don't see a benefit of if the Earth was flat. I don't know.
What?
I can't even imagine a benefit of if the Earth was flat.
What
What
that
if
was?
it's a
Round.
new religion, bro?
What'd you say, Red?
What if it's a new religion? Like the new, how we looking at religion? Like, damn, that's the shit that held, a whole bunch of cultures back. You feel
Uh,
me?
that's
Like,
what I would say heliocentrism is. It's actually that's a religion
oh
because
yeah,
it's
I'm
a
saying
system.
from either perspective. What if that's the new religion, like the new shit that's holding us back? Like, cause we see how thinking a certain way or thinking we needed to depend on something outside of us held us from doing certain shit that we knew we should have been doing for ourselves.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is, it is a, you know what I'm saying? I think that the globular model, heliocentrism, is a new religion because we can say that there's facts to support it, but we cannot duplicate any experiments, right, for that. But what we can duplicate experiments for is how water behaves. And we can
Mm.
duplicate experiments that, hey, on a spherical earth, I should not be able to see this at this distance because it should be behind curvature, and anywhere I do this experiment on Earth, that is never the case.
I do have a question about that
I'm,
too, though. Like, I be wondering.
like, because math don't lie. If an Earth is 24,000 miles in circumference, then there are certain things that have to apply based on the numbers. And that's, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that I'm looking at. Now,
But brother, but this and this.
hold on real
My
quick
bad.
though. But does that change our immediate reality? No. But does it mean that the earth could possibly not be a sphere? Yes. So with that, you know what I'm saying, if there is a possibility that there is more outside of what we know, then I think the
Hmm.
disadvantage in not knowing that is the complacency that comes along with thinking, hell, this is all there is to it.
Right.
Go ahead,
That's
go man. I go after you.
Nah, I was just gonna say that that's definitely a possibility. That's what I meant by like, it could be the new religion. Either way, like you said, it's the Helio. I don't really understand neither one of the concepts other than like some of the basics. But for me, like I feel like all the topics is important. Like, I always tell y'all like, man, we gotta hit this shit from all angles. And
yeah,
how important, flat earth is to me, it's by any means necessary, just like any other topics. You know what I'm saying? It might not be my mission to come, manifest to figure that out. But you know what I'm saying? Like bruh said, shit, nigga, we fighting for this liberation. So shit, the scientists, the brothers that can understand the different, equations can figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So, it's
that's
just
what I'm
it's
calling
just a matter of
my,
sparring and
yeah,
sharpening each other and trying to
you,
see what agenda or shit, seeing if we got the same intentions, you feel me? And I think
yeah.
through conversation we recognize we all do.
I'm gonna find the
And,
common
and
thread.
I was
One
gonna
thing,
say,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm pretty good with checking my ego, but that did kind of get my ego because I do have a less toleration for shit like that. But I do have a respect for you, brother. That's equal to every other man and myself. But
Salute.
this what I'm saying. Okay, if the Earth was flat, you talking about the double ice barrier, right? It's a ring of ice, and then there's more land, and there's another ring of ice, right?
that's a
Wall of ice.
Right.
possibility, or maybe it can be
Oh,
ponds,
so
just
you
like
don't. So you don't even. You don't.
I
You
don't,
don't
I
even
don't, I
acknowledge
don't,
that.
yeah, I don't subscribe to anything because I don't know, but I do know that
Oh,
I can't find a curve. That's what I'm saying. I can't subscribe to something that I don't know. I don't subscribe to a lot of flat Earth theories like the AE map and all of these things. I mean, the sun and the moon don't operate like they say it should on that. I'm deep in this thing, but I
but I'm
do know
saying,
that
but you talking to a species of people who only been for who? When has they mapped out the stars? They
who,
interpreted white people, the
oh,
scientists,
uh-huh,
the founders of this research that we are so hard on, which
mhm.
I can't prove is right or wrong because I haven't been allowed to do the research. But
And you saying this on both ends, right?
I'm saying it's all across the map, all
Mm-hmm.
across the map. I could be, but I feel like because even when you look at it, it's comedic, right? We get like we into that, right? That's a revolution. That's the
Sure.
old. That's old knowledge coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's still we still going in a circle. We
It's
Mm-hmm.
like
haven't been
playing
in
a
that,
it's like
but
playing a video
what it
game that
is,
was
what it
created.
is,
Yeah.
is we bagging the train up as far as necessary to get on the right track. And
Mm-hmm.
we have proof that in Kemet, ancient Africa, we had knowledge that superseded what we have now. So that's what we need to start. That's how everybody feels. That's how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely.
I mean, I won't even argue that. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely a great intelligence that was going on there. I agree to that. I'm just saying, let's not be closed minded when there's clear anomalies that are and things that they're telling us that are not true. And like I said, I can tell you, based upon the size of a spherical object, after so many miles, you're not supposed to be able to see anything at this
Okay.
point. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the
But
nature of water, and the nature of water as well.
okay, but we know that they lied to us. So I wouldn't. They lied about the size of Africa and America in comparison to Europe and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised about them lying about the size of the Earth. We, like I said, we haven't been out. But when you look out, no matter what telescope you look out, when you look out, you eventually see it. You can't see a dip as far as going away from you, but you see that it goes out of view. It goes the edge of the earth goes out of view. No matter what scope you look through, it goes out of view. You don't see a wall because if it was surrounded by a wall, you'll be able to take the greatest telescope and you will see a wall. Boom, shoot all the way across whatever you need to shoot and see it. You don't see that.
That's
You
with
don't.
enough altitude. You're absolutely right. If you could gain enough altitude, you could with a powerful enough telescope. But nobody has a telescope that's powerful enough to do
No
that.
matter what altitude you go, if you make it over the tallest tree, right, you
Hmm.
see it. When you talking altitude, it's like you trying to actually see the curvature. No, you don't need altitude to see a level plane. You need altitude to see a curvature. So even
Exactly.
if even if we get higher than the highest mountain, which we've been, we're higher than the highest mountain. We
With a
should be able to
telescope.
look. Yeah, yeah, with a camera. With a camera, we like the highest peak is like what? Mount Kilimanjaro, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay, we've been above that. We've flown over that. So
With a
let's say we
telescope.
go.
I'm just trying to get clarity. With a telescope though.
No, I don't believe nobody actually took like the biggest telescope there. But
That's,
okay, I
you know what
can
I'm saying?
take you as my
That's
argument. Yeah.
yeah, that's my claim. You know what I'm saying? We can't see forever. 24,000 miles from any given point, or 12,000 miles is very very far. Telescopes don't magnify any. They don't see further than your eye can see. They simply magnify what's already within your field of view. That's how telescopes work. It's a
Okay. What
magnification
about
thing,
okay?
not
Even if you
a
ain't got a
distance thing.
telescope, you believe nobody walked 12,000 miles, traveled 12,000 miles, flown or boated or migrated or
I do.
eventually expanded past 12,000 miles. So it's like we
Yeah.
got a whole edge of the earth, people.
No, I
Like what?
believe I believe that people have traveled that far. There's a explorer named Cook who clocked his adventures around Antarctica at around 65,000 miles. Um, and you know what I'm saying? And I mean,
That's the hollow earth, though. That's not flat earth. That's hollow earth.
well, I mean, like I said, I don't subscribe to everybody's thing, but I'm saying his clear statement was when he completely circumnavigated that so-called continent, it was 65,000 miles. And that's not what they give us today for the size of it. And I'm saying that's more consistent with a flat Earth where the at the North Pole is less of a circumference, and as you go out, you know what I'm saying, to circumnavigate, you have a bigger, you know what I'm saying, like how it don't take you as long to circumnavigate the north as it does at the equator. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And I'm additionally I'm saying with the whole distance thing and being able to see something at a certain altitude, you can see more when you're standing on top of Mount Everest than you can when you sitting at the bottom of it. That you know what I'm saying? That's due to perspective concerning your altitude.
I did.
But you still but you're still not going to be able to see all the way to Antarctica, not even with a
Yeah.
telescope. You know what I'm
I,
saying? From
I
that
just
altitude.
really, I still just look at, microcosm. It's like everything is spherical. No, I'm on the phone. Everything is a spirit. When you look at the tiniest thing, it gathers around something. Everything is attracted to something,
A drop of
and
water.
whatever a microscope, the gas particles in the air, the moisture in the air, all of it has a nucleus. It has a center that's attracted to that for some reason that I can't explain, but it's like the Earth has the center that attracted so much. What was it? Stardust and okay, it has a center that's made of material A that attracted material B, C, D, infinity, and in accordance to its relationship space to the sun, it was able to create atmosphere, and that atmosphere sustained at a certain type of life. All right, bro. It's able to sustain a certain type of life that either um all I know we here and you can't come from somewhere that can't sustain you. The reason we here is because
Absolutely.
this atmosphere is able to sustain it. So all whether, like I said, whether it's flat around, man, I don't get it. I just think that they just throwing us a curveball. Like, here, talk about this now. Like, for real. So I think, like, I have a problem with it because I feel like that's a direct attack. That's where my ego coming from. Because I
I,
feel like this flat earth thing is a direct attack on our advancement in study and research and knowledge and just socializing as a people that's is detouring our conversation just to come back in like, oh man, that was wild. We thought that shit.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
that
from
because I
me,
don't
for
see no
me,
benefit to it. If somebody had a benefit, like I if the earth was flat, it would benefit us because like it's other people out there, it's other masses, and it's other people, and they are
right.
people, and we know them.
That's the thing. We can't prove or disprove that in our current situation. But if we don't ever know that we in a situation, you know what I'm saying, then you'll never get a chance to
How
prove or
long do you
disprove.
think the Earth existed?
I don't even, that's another thing I like to talk about and debate about. What is the
At your
origin?
at your at
You
your
know what I'm
at your
saying?
shortest, whatever the time, the tool that we use in the measurement right now to record time, no matter what you want to call it, the tool that we,
Yes,
how long, which are years, yeah, the years, decades, millennia. How long do you think the Earth has existed?
infinity.
It's been
That's
around forever. Okay,
yeah,
so how long do you think humans have existed? People have
infinity.
existed. Okay,
Infinity.
so how long do you think it take to study if your Earth is fucking round? If you've been around for infinity, how long do you think it take?
It don't take long.
All right, that's all I'm saying. It's an old conversation, bro, and it really has no stuff. It's a curveball. It's a hindrance. It's a hindrance. It's a
I mean,
handicap. They
that's
fucking us
easy
up.
to say because you don't want to look into it, and I respect that. You don't. It's not
I
important to
just
you.
trust. I
I'm
just
not to
trust.
you.
I just trust that my ancestors already looked into it. That's all. I
And they
just believe.
definitely said it
I
was flat.
believe in them. I
They said it
believe in them.
was. They said it was.
Oh, red,
It is what it.
red.
Hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you let one go. You let a snore go. It's all good, man. You can wrap it up when you want to. Like
I'm
I said, I
bored
got
to
time.
me.
Man, you know I be here and there.
Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah, that's my
I
only
ain't want to
thing, though.
stop y'all, man. Y'all got on y'all tangent. I was like, shit, fuck it, them niggas
But
live right
I
now.
do gracefully bow out, and I, like I say, it's not my conversation. It's not nothing. I'm not like it's not, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't inform nobody to get into it, and it's not because it's an inside shot on you. I just really believe that we covered that already, and it still ain't even no benefit in it, and there's more immediate problems, and it's propaganda. Is just it's too many wrongs and not a right. It's too many wrongs and not one right. Like flat Earth doesn't make one right to us, but it's too many wrongs at this point in time. Like it's too early and it's too late. It's too late because we studied it, and it's too early because we in oppression and we cannot afford to even talk about this. We can't afford to talk. All this researching you doing, I wish you researched a lot of other stuff, and you will be lacing our shoes right now.
name
Cause
it.
you 501c3s,
Uh,
501c3,
yeah,
getting
I'm
people.
the dude. I'm the dude who wants to dismantle the whole system. I don't believe that we should be
No. But
participating in
but
none
I,
of that
I
shit.
I I agree. But I believe you use the jail library to get out of jail. You're in the system. You have to use it to get out. You have to integrate to separate.
There you
And
go.
I
and
feel
and
like
if
you
we
can just
fight
get
again,
up from the table and flip the card table over if you don't want to play the game no more.
okay. Well,
But
you
then,
well,
but
well
that could be suicide at the same time.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
everybody ain't gonna survive. You know what I'm saying? War.
we not in war, brother. You
You
speaking
can't
them.
be.
You speaking their language, bro. We not a people of war. We not
I
a
mean,
people of war. We not a people of war. We not a people of war.
sometimes inaction is. But think about what I said. I said get up from the table and flip the card table over. That's not
Yes,
that's not an attack. That's
that's
negligence. That's
definitely
stop
attack.
playing the game. You know what I'm saying? For me to not go to court and participate in they, you know what I'm saying, system is not me um attacking the system from within, and it's not me attacking it from without. It's me not participating altogether. I'm not going
I feel
I'm
that. I
not doing
feel
nothing.
that. I feel
Yeah.
that. But that's why it comes back around to they're controlling how your spirit hits this planet physically. You're in it. You
So you
ignoring it,
can't.
you ignoring it is hurting us. You saying this jail don't exist, I'm gonna just walk about this bit. No, we all need to study, go to the library, and
True.
we need to use the loopholes because we don't need much. It ain't like we trying to become billionaires. If I could look, you know how much money the average white person make? Okay, now let's talk about the money the top 1% make to the point where they could pay 60% of the nation's taxes and still buy yachts, mansions, and vacation everything. Now listen, you know what? But I'm not gonna put that on you. I can't make $1,000 without the brother next to me making some money. So I'll never be 1,000 and next to a zero person. So with that being said, I'll never be able to make $1 million until my brothers is making a significant amount of money to that. Me having $1 million ain't a problem.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
We
walking
already
with
know
you on
if we do you know how much money we could have, we could create another black millionaire every day. Every day. This the company. Bam, this company made. Okay, I'm signing it over to you. Signing over to you. Signing over like, and we have to use this system in a way that it benefits us. Because violence
Only
ain't
if
an
you want to be
option.
rich, though. Only if you want to be rich.
No, no, no,
Not
no. Because rich.
necessarily.
What I'm saying is, you don't want to be rich. The thing is, we need the money to get resources. That's a fact. So
Mm-hmm.
if I give you $1 million, and after I make $1 million, then I say, here, I made $1 million because I'm the CEO of this company. Boom, boom, boom. Give me another year. I'm gonna sign it over to you. And every year we put out another, like, economically. How long does it take? How long does it take before we got enough money to say, hey, we can buy some land wherever the fuck we want and just move that and figure this shit out? You can stay here if you
Or we
want to.
can,
You can
yeah, or
you can
we can be some lobbyists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not the lobbyists, but we can be the people in there that's making moves with the money and the power.
if
Cause
that
I
if
mean,
that's
that's
what
what
you
we don't
yeah,
have.
yeah,
and I
but
was, and I would go with something like that, and that makes sense, bro. I mean, I'm not against that. And what I'm saying is, if you have the people who have the same ambition and the same hustle, that's, you know what I'm saying. We need to be doing that. I'm pro black in the same respect that you
okay.
are. I'm just not radical against, you know what I'm saying, anybody else. You know what I'm saying, for the sake of who they are. I see
Nah, nah,
the
nah,
issue.
nah,
What?
and I promise, I'm sorry, but don't don't identify me as radical. You see what I'm saying? That's allowing division.
Man, okay, so
That was
now
no,
we
no,
can
no. I'm
debate
not
red
on
on that one
everything I love.
together.
On everything,
We
no,
can
on
debate
everything I
red
love.
together on that one.
Okay, oh, yeah, but that's my thing. I had to check myself. Like, no matter what my brother's coming with, I have to understand we've been cut off from the intelligence. I was seeing if somebody gonna run me there. No, I can catch an Uber. I bet. So what I'm saying is, man, I got thrown off. I'm sorry. They just asked me something. What did I just say?
You say
Being
something?
cut off from
We
your
got to.
intelligence.
Yeah,
Oh, no matter what my brother coming me with, I know we was cut off from intelligence, so we coming with a lot of different things. People are vegan. It's different diets, different philosophies, So, but one thing they all have in common. That's why I say, because I could find a common thread. We all been systematically oppressed in one way or another. No matter what your interest is, maybe you have a biological setup. You understand? The germs that make your body are about what you're talking about. You don't even control that. Obviously, your brain is programmed. Like, yeah, this it, fam, and I need to be able to understand that. And that's how we have to sing when we talk and in other entities. You know what I'm saying? Because they love that. So it's like, yeah, you like, right? Because I'm not radical against nobody. I wouldn't kill a soul. I wouldn't stump a white baby. I wouldn't stump a white baby head like they stump a black baby head. I wouldn't
Right.
cut up a white woman and let her baby hit the ground and stump on his head. I wouldn't hang a
okay.
white person
Yeah.
like they did us. I wouldn't shoot a white person like they did us. I wouldn't rape a white person like they did us. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, do
Yes,
you
sir.
really hear what I'm saying? Like, do you hear what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't radical. I love my people, and I don't want to see the oppression of us no more. I'm tired of this, man. It hurts me. It brings
Mm.
something to me, man. And
Cause
it's
you
something.
know when I'm at work and I walk by and black females I know I say, hey sister, how you doing sister? You know they call me radical for saying sister to my own sister. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we got to be careful about because
And they
it
need
is.
education and reform too.
Hold on, I'm gonna drop out 1 second. I'll be right back, bro.
Yeah, you said
Yep.
what, man?
So they need education and reform too, though. You know what I'm saying?
But they got to have a heart to receive it, and
That's
that's
true.
what we don't know.
You know what I'm saying? You're right about that. But you know what I'm saying? It's, I just see it as, you know what I'm saying, it's an overall system of conditioning, like Swab said. And I mean, we to think that we're going to change it, you know what I'm saying, person by person, I think it's just a real long shot. We just gotta improve ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say ourselves, I mean like Rodney to Rodney, Red to Red, Melvin to Melvin, and then trickle that down to your kids. You know what I'm
But
saying? That's
I think on the flip side of that though, man, like you get people like, and I'm by far like I don't subscribe to Brother Polite at all, but I seen that man do some things in the community that I haven't
Salute.
seen done before. Like him being in the company of Ron Artest and being in the company of other people with money that can go out here and do some things like what LeBron just did.
Mm-hmm.
We could say that bruh Polite directly affected LeBron. That's a possibility that
Mm-hmm.
LeBron study and like just like Kyrie Irving on the flat earth shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these people
Shoot, I remember
are
it
from what
started with
bro saying.
Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah. So it's like these same things. We the only difference is the money. We all getting fed the same. We all the same type of shit on the stove. You know what I'm saying? And what we choose to go and put on our plate is up to us. But like when we got people that like for instance, bro, polite again, you know what I'm saying? They influencing and we out here communicating and we got a platform to where we can build on these types of things, man. That's the solutions. Like I might not have all the solutions myself, but everything I feel like that we really speaking on, man, together, we do have those solutions. We can
Mm-hmm.
flip the card table over if we got the brothers in the NFL, because that's what Colin Kaepernick did. He stood up and flipped the card table over. But
Mm-hmm.
then you got to have people that's gonna support him and ride with
Right.
him,
Everybody else got to flip the table over too.
Yeah.
or he a fool. And
Mm-hmm.
he did it. That's what history gonna say about him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the right now, because shoot, they won't even let him, do what he normally do.
But what if
Well, not
every black
normally do
man,
what he was doing before he took a stance.
and what if we did just like the Mexicans did in that warehouse with the
Man,
NFL? Well, how they
well,
gonna play?
period.
So I
How they
mean, y'all.
gonna have anything?
So I mean, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying. I didn't mean to interject, but
You
you know, what I'm
good?
saying, it's kind of what I was saying is just, you know what I'm saying. And I mean, I guess Suave really ain't saying nothing different than what I'm saying, but like,
Mm-mm.
Red is saying we got to attack this from all angles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything, nothing is off the table. You know what I'm saying?
At
Everything,
all.
you know what I'm saying? Everything from our food that's being attacked, like he said, you know what I'm saying, with the GMOs and, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
vaccinate these babies. I mean, all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Every
Mm-hmm.
last bit of it. I will say that I do have you know what I'm saying, a certain liking to the flat earth. I think it's very fascinating and interesting. But
Most
Mm-hmm.
Suave, don't take me as a shallow individual who thinks that this is any type of solution or anything like that. You know what I'm
Or the
saying?
only.
You know what I'm saying? Because Red to
I
tell you right
appreciate
now,
that.
I get in and get in somebody, you know what I'm saying, ask about this about religion or food or you know what I'm saying, anything else. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about
Facts.
all that. But it's just, you know what I'm saying, that is something I do like to talk about. I think it's very compelling. And I do have, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I may not have the scholastic records to support my claims, but you know what I'm saying, I do have my trigonometry book still, and I still am very on top of my math. You know what I'm saying? And I just,
Mm-hmm.
you know what
And
I'm saying?
don't get around. I'm on the phone. I do believe you should exhaust all, but I just felt like it was exhausted already. You know what I'm saying? We did this study already, but like I said, it's like at what level. It depends on what level you introduce to stuff at, what captures you, and I just believe like it's a privilege we can't afford right now.
I mean,
I
I,
feel,
I, I can feel I can feel you if you feel like there's more pressing issues. I definitely do. Um, and you know what I'm saying. I would like to plug this in too, though. There are people who are doing, you know what I'm saying, things with sophisticated equipment that, you know what I'm saying, directly go against, you know what I'm saying, uh, the information we've been given. You know what I'm saying? This is not
Mm-hmm.
people just saying, "Hey, according to my calculator." I'm saying if the Earth is a sphere. No, I'm talking about laser tests. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, a multitude of things. There's a documentary called The Convex Earth where they did 21 tests and not one of them showed any, you know what I'm saying, amount of curvature. I'm talking about sending radio waves between towers in two different cities. And you know what I'm saying, and the results of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Testing water
Mm.
levels. The reason they call it sea level is because it's level. You know what I'm saying? It's just things like that that we, you know what I'm saying, ignore.
So
You know,
really, the Earth could be a lot bigger than what it is, and we only
absolutely.
know about one cap of a spear. And
Yeah, man.
it appears like I said, man, because we was oppressed, we don't have the privilege to the resources to study that stuff.
And hey, what you just said makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It could be a much bigger sphere than what the hell they telling us. But you know what I'm saying?
I can absolutely
Golly,
imagine that.
man.
I can imagine the map is manipulated, dictated. Because one thing that did catch, okay, I got to admit, and it's not a thorn in my foot, but with the airline patterns, that caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
The way
Yeah,
that you don't directly go from one spot to another, it seemed like hello.
Yeah.
he still.
Oh, yeah, that the flight patterns. That caught my attention. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, dang, that weird. And that's why I did study the flat earth because of that simple note. And I studied it for about like 3 days. And I may have brought it up for about another 2 weeks sporadically, but I quickly, digressed.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that southern region is a lot bigger than up here. That's why they don't travel direct like that down there. And I mean, you can, like you said, if you go on flightradar.com and look at these flights and look at how they, you know what I'm saying, make these drastic moves, what seems drastic on a ball, when you lay that thing out on a flat map, it's the most direct way to go. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's just a lot of things that are very compelling about the topic. I wanted to share how I felt about it with y'all. I ain't mean to ruffle no feathers, and like I said, I apologize mostly to Rodney, man, because that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? We done got real
Mm.
close over these last few years, and we shouldn't even got that heated about
I think
it.
Likewise.
Rodney caught my cup of liquor. I think what you threw at him was meant to, I mean, I don't know, but you know how brothers is, man. We
No,
just if we more comfortable with people that we more comfortable with. So you probably
yeah,
feel like calling me something, but you're like, oh no, Rodney, you too, Rodney. Yeah, so I'm sorry to create that
It's
between
all
y'all,
good,
man. But I'm
man.
glad to get
yeah,
y'all the
I think it was some real
opportunity
stuff
to catch
though
up.
that was said.
yeah,
It was
Yeah,
some real
yeah,
good
bro.
stuff said, man. I think it's necessary. Conflict sometimes necessary to reach that.
You gotta confront situations or issues, you know what I'm saying? Like with the same energy, you feel me? Like the same way we having mental battles right now, you feel me? So when it comes time to the physical, I know based on the passion and shit I'm talking to my brother with now and the passion he giving me back, we got the same agenda as well as shit, instinct wise, I know I ain't gotta worry about turning my back on him. I can go this way, he gonna go that way, and we gonna clear some shit. You feel me? So at the end of the day, sometimes it's necessary to get in your brother's chest and see where he really coming from.
man. When it
That's
all
why I
boils
fell
down to
back
it,
and was
man,
like, I'm gonna let them do what they do.
yeah, when it all boiled down to it, man, I don't know where Suave lived at, but if I was there and that bro needed me to throw them hands with him, I'ma throw them hands with him. It not even
What you
All
say?
day.
hey, yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
you kick some real shit, bro. It was my first time in communication with you, man. But you kick some real shit, fam.
yeah.
And I enjoyed listening to a lot of shit you said, fam.
And
Appreciate
that's
it,
why
lot.
that's why I wanted that's why I asked Red to have you come on here too. Cause I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, to build
True.
with you and talk to you about some of your ideologies because I heard y'all on the last stream. And talking to you, I'm glad you cleared up, you know what I'm saying, that you don't have no Anna on your chest towards the white man, but you understand the situation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, that like to hear that from you, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That's like a breath of fresh air because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You hear stuff in passing sometimes, and you assume things about people. You know what I'm saying. So I had the assumption that you was a little bit more radical than you know what I'm saying than what you just proved to me that you're not. You know what I'm saying. So with it all being said, man, despite the
I gotta
flow,
go to.
yeah, despite the blow up, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy building with it. I think we need to, you know what I'm saying, next time I'm on here, just let the flat earth breathe. And then
You
and
stupid.
and then we'll get
You
back to
stupid.
some other stuff.
We gonna get you. We gonna get you some. We gonna get you some. We might find you some pale ale. Cause that's who keep jumping on here when you talk about the flat Earth. You feel me? So,
But see,
uh,
man, the arena I come from, everybody that I talk to about flat earth is black. I don't talk to no white folks about that.
man, I think Wiz might have been.
I
Might
don't
not.
know though.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
He
I
found
couldn't
you.
gather.
Yeah, he found you out of nowhere. I be on Sanchez panel. I be on You
Hey,
Been Exposed. You know what I'm saying? I be over
yeah,
Mm,
there.
man.
I don't know. We're gonna wrap it up though, cause we definitely can go on and on and on. But I definitely
Hey,
want
I
to
want
wrap.
to pose a question,
Go ahead. We'll
maybe for the next debate,
okay.
some later on.
Okay.
When do we say radicalize?
Like
Mm.
who for us?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, 'cause I know that's what the statement that was just made. It's a
Mhm.
breath of fresh air that, bro, not radical. You know what I'm saying? And I think what your definition and my definition of radical might be two different things. Like Taliban, ISIS is radical, but
Mhm.
some people might say, like I said earlier, I walk past a black lady and say, "Hey, how you doing, sister?" They might say that's radical or that's
Right.
bold
But
for
do
me
you do
to.
you see just how much we've been oppressed? We ain't even
Right,
been able to define what radical means. White people
right,
have that privilege. When they say radical, they know what it means because they didn't talked about it and did it.
Right.
Like so you got to be like, when is it time for us to stop spending our money unnecessarily with the oppressor? Like you got to
yeah,
be specific. When is it time for us to stop putting our kids in their school? Like my brother Red, you got
yeah.
to be specific. Because when you say radicalized, you haven't had the privilege or the influence to even define radicalized. Simple as that. That's what you said. I think you might mean something. Yeah, of course I mean something different because I mean, but we all generally know what we mean when we say radicalized. But it's economic radicalization.
Right.
You
Mhm.
see what I'm
Uh,
saying? And that
yeah,
should be our more immediate. Where the most immediate one should be mental radicalization. Stop thinking and talk
Right.
like
That's what
that.
I was just gonna say. To
Stop telling them
even.
what your slang mean. You
but
see
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
To
You know what I'm saying?
even identify
Separate
with your people is radical.
facts. Separate your food and your kids from them, your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like really make that effort to be like to just be you. Really
And
just
I
it's
think and I think we get lost
Mhm.
on
True.
when we speak on white people. Your next door neighbors are probably in the same boat we in. You know what I'm saying? If
Mhm.
you got white neighbors,
and
If
that's
you can see
yeah,
them.
that's why I was trying to gain some clarity on the topic because I mean I see white folks that got it worse than me.